What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, that sub if you're not a member of the channel, and also hit them notifications so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos. Okay. Salute to you, Jersey Deep TV. Um, you you must really be out of your mind with the statement that you said. First off, you called him a bum. Oh man, and it's probably because of the Lakers bias. And then wait, what man? We already know your feelings on everything. You know what I'm saying? You you stay dick riding Nash, no homo, or pause or whatever. And I just had to had to address that first and foremost. Now, this is my thing right here. Okay, people talk about you know Amare Stoudamire wasn't a monster. First off, man, let's be clear about Amare Stoudamire for a second, okay? This was a guy that came in and absolutely captivated the league. And y'all think that Amare Stoudamire went to college? Nah, he didn't go to no college. He came straight out of high school doing this shit. Straight out of high school, and was taking the league by storm. Okay. Amare Stoudemire was versatile. Uh, he could shoot the mid range. Now he wasn't, when he first came in, he wasn't shooting it as consistently, but he was more of a slasher type. Get to the bucket, and he could post you up too. He wasn't as fundamentally sound. He was more raw than say like a Tim Duncan or Kevin Garnett to a degree, because Kevin Garnett was raw too as well. He was raw talent as well, because they both came out of high school, while Tim Duncan and a lot of the bigs, they came out of they went to college. But and see, I say Tim Duncan because Tim Duncan did play power forward too. He played the power forward position, and he played the center position. Okay, and that was the thing about Amare Stoudemire. He could play the power forward position, and as well as the the center position too as well. You know, a lot of y'all, a lot of y'all base what you see on guys at the end of their career. Okay, so some of y'all will look at y'all will look at a player, and you'll sit there and you'll be like, oh, okay, that guy is trash. When you looked at that guy after post injury, after his injury, like I remember a silly guy come to me and say, well, man, Jason Kidd, he wasn't that great. Okay, when did you look at Jason Kidd? Well, I seen him play, with the Mavericks. And okay, which Mavericks team? Oh, he played for the Mavericks. Oh, he played for the Mavericks twice. Well, yes, dumbass. What do you think?
Oh god.
What do you think? You think Jason Kidd? I'm gonna let you go in just a second, young. You think Jason Kidd just played one time for the Mavericks? No, he played for him twice. Well, um, man, I I saw such and such play, and man, he played for him. Man, he was garbage and stuff like that. Okay, did you see this guy when he came in the first when he was first in the NBA before he got his injury? Oh, okay. Now I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I get that all the time. So a lot of people they look at Amare Stoudamire and they pay attention to the New York days. And Young knows why I'm doing this. They pay attention to like there's silly dudes that pay attention to like the Miami days and the Dallas days and some of the New York days. That wasn't that was not Amari Stoudemire. That was Amari Stoudemire as far as his name and who he was and everything. But we're talking about Amari Stoudemire when he was averaging 26 points per game and shooting damn near 56% from the field. We talking about Amari Stoudemire that was averaging 20 and '06 and damn near shooting 58% from the field. We talking about Amari Stoudemire in '07 averaging 25.2, shooting 59% from that motherfucker. Not shooting, but he was averaging 59% from the field. Okay? No, he's not. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall of Famer. But he does have an argument though. He does have an argument. Am I right, Young? Because check this out. Did you know it wasn't up until it wasn't up until 2012 until he averaged less than 15 points per game. Besides the 2002 season when he first came in. Read off the numbers: 13.5 first year, 20.6, 26, 26 points per game. He got injured in '05. Then came back 20.4, 25.2, 21.4, 23.1, 25.3, 17.5. Then after that, he went down. It was 14.2, 11.9, 12.0, and 10.8. You know what I'm saying? So he was consistent for a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 to 8 years. And I say 7 to 8 because respectively, he only played 47 games that 2011 season, and when he averaged 17.5, but he still played 32 minutes a game. See, the efficiency was great. You know why? Because he wasn't even averaging 40 minutes a game neither. He was averaging 20.6 on 36.8 minutes per game, and was still able to get you 47.5% from the field goal. And then he did it that very next year. He was 36. And I know y'all like, well, numbers, 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 numbers. No, I'm trying to line it up so you'll see what I'm saying. Because efficiency does have a lot to do in this matter. He played 36 minutes, getting 26 points, and was able to get 55, damn near 56% from the field. That's an incredible efficiency rate that a lot of power forwards were not doing at that time, with the exception of a Tim Duncan, with the exception of a Kevin Garnett, and just to name a few. So for you to sit up here and say that Amari Stoudemire wasn't a monster, yes, he was flamboyant and he was athletic and he could dunk and all that other stuff too. But a lot of y'all don't realize is that he had incredible footwork. Now it wasn't like Duncan. No, don't get it twisted, because that wasn't his style. but he was so gifted underneath. He'll catch the ball, swipe up under. He was gone, bam, under the baseline. Make your head use the rim as a shield, shit like that. Go ahead, young.
I knew you was gonna. I knew you wasn't gonna let that slide.
Can't let it slide, young man. You know, listen, this channel. You know what this channel is about, young. If you
Right.
gonna say some shit like, "Oh, Amari wasn't a monster," or this person wasn't that way, nigga, you better come with some fucking facts. I'm not gonna let your ass get away from nowhere. I'm gonna chain your motherfucking ass up like you a pit bull and make you crawl to that motherfucker with a brick and make and feed your ass hot chili to make your ass even more mad to understand that you didn't even watch this motherfucker truly play. Go ahead.
Um. To me, like I said it before I said, Amari, at that time, like, 2000, 2006, like in like real in the early 2000s, the power forward era, with Dirk, Duncan, KG, Jo, Paul. He was up there with those guys. You wouldn't even know. People don't even realize that he was up there with those guys as power forward position. And and he was, like I say, he was damn near, like you say, was damn near a superstar. And people really sleeping about Amari, because like I said, people say, oh, he always dunks and stuff, but a lot of people know he plays defense. Very, really, really good. I feel like if he didn't have those injuries, he would probably head to the Hall of Fame. He was stopping around the rim, and he was one of the most athletic power forwards. Decent range, post move did most, but did the most of work on the rim. Um, he has natural reliance on incredible athleticism, size, and guys like guys like Duncan Malone, they're big and dominant too, but their game was extremely refined, but not built supreme athleticism when that guy came in that league out of high school. When this brother he came out of high school and just started tearing up. And it's fortunate to happen that a man stat, I call him stat, no stat, standing tall and talent, stat that injuries that stopped him, but he was the beast in his prime. So me, he was a monster. He was the monster. He was the monster in Phoenix. Like, come on, multiple All Stars. Uh, um,
What's
like,
good, Kings?
Yeah, hold on, Randall. Hey, put yourself on mute, brother. I
I
hear
got
some
you.
background noise.
yeah, like multiple All Stars, Rookie of the Years. Make second team, second team, first team. We was sleeping on this guy. Mm.
Well, man, that's all facts right there, man. And see, y'all want to sit here. I'm gonna let Randall go, but see, y'all gotta understand, man. You you looking at y'all sit up here and y'all say, oh, okay, well, this guy he wasn't mentioned in the Hall of Fame, or he wasn't mentioned in the NBA 75 or something like that. So automatically y'all look at that guy as being garbage, or he wasn't anything. And that clearly wasn't the case because of different situations took place. That's just what I was saying, Young and Randall, the other day, about Larry Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Grandmama. Like, people know him as Grandmama, you know what I'm saying? Because this motherfucker, man, he was gonna come in there with the with the grandma suit, man. Don't get it twisted and just straight up dunk on your motherfucking ass. Didn't matter what the fuck, who was up under there or anything at 6'7", 6'8", you know what I'm saying? And Swole, Cot Diesel Swole. And he was another power forward that unfortunately, uh, you know, he had something that happened with his back. that didn't allow him to further progress. But see, and this is another thing that I need to hit you with too before I let Randall go. Before that, up until that game, or up until that year where he got injured, young, Larry Johnson had never wasn't used to missing games like that. If you go back and you go look at Larry Johnson's stats and everything, he was. Oh, okay. You said true. He was pretty much always showing up for games. Like, 81, 82, all that, you know what I'm saying? He was always showing that you could always count on him. He was an Iron Man. And that's how guys took pride back in the days for playing almost every game or damn near, pretty much all the game. Go ahead, Randall. Salute to you. What's
I
what's
salute,
going
salute
on?
King. Um, I feel about Amare Stoudamire. Like when he was playing his early days when Phoenix Suns, nobody can tell me that he was a top five power forward at that time. Him, KG, and Tim Duncan on the West Coast, they had that shit on lock with Dirk Nowitzki. So I don't understand why people, downgrade Amari Stoudemire because of his injury, his back injury. I don't know what year he hurt himself. I think it was like 2009. If somebody could correct me, I don't know when he hurt himself. I don't know if it was 9
What
or
you
10.
said? What's his
He
name?
well, it was twice.
Yeah,
He got hurt. He got hurt early in his career in the '05 season,
right.
and then when you really started to see the injuries is when
Oh, when he got with the
it
Knicks.
wasn't the first year in New York. It was the
No, it was
second
second
year
year.
in
Yep.
Yeah.
in 2011, and then he got hurt again in 2012. Came back, what I'm saying, played a little bit in 2013, and it was just kind of downhill for there.
So Young, you got him as a Hall of Fame?
If he wasn't hurt,
Mm.
no, I feel like the injury causes him,
Ah,
yeah, it caused
yeah.
him.
It kind of did though.
Yeah, it kind of caused him.
So what about McGrady though?
He, to be honest, I don't feel like he should have been first ballot.
I don't think he should have been first ballot either. He should have got in, but I don't think he should be first ballot.
Ballot, yeah, I think he should be first ballot.
I heard some guy on Ticket TV saying Carmelo Anthony shouldn't be a first ballot, and I'm like, what? No, Well, I kind of agree with him. When I looked at it, I'm like, well, he don't got a ring. He never went to the finals, so I can't put him as a first ballot. But he definitely a Hall of Fame though.
Okay, so what else do you have to say, man? Because you got
I got him all
let's
over.
keep the conversation
All right,
going. You know what I'm saying?
all right,
Come on, man, don't stop there. You know what I'm saying?
all
God
right.
damn, nigga, like you know what I'm saying? Don't backtrack, nigga.
I mean, cause
God
listen,
damn,
I
nigga.
don't.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
This
here backtracking and shit, nigga. God
no,
damn,
like
nigga.
this.
Oh no, well I heard on this motherfucking channel. Nah, nigga, we talking about Amari. Goddamn, stay on
Amari, all right.
track, nigga. What
No,
that
cause
what that man what
listen.
that motherfucker money bag else say? He said, nigga, man, I don't miss shit. I don't backtrack on shit, nigga. Come
Facts.
on.
I mean, going back on Amari though. I mean, I fucks with Amari. I wanted him on the Lakers instead of Paul
Yeah, but
Gasol.
but niggas, hey, Young and Randall, niggas like, wait, what? Don't this nigga like? Oh, I like Nash. I like Nash. You forget. A lot of them assists went to Amari
Amari,
Stoudemire.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Dunked on the boy Tolliver from the Golden State. Oh my God. What the fuck? Listen, if people don't listen, they better put some respect on Amari's name, man. Him, the Matrix, like listen, that even though that Suns team was loaded,
Mhm.
but we know who was the engine behind that team. Listen, Steve Nash, listen, he was the general, he was the floor general. But you
Mhm.
needed a big man. You needed a guy in that post that could dominate. And that was Amari
Mhm.
Stoudemire, period. If you take him
And
off that team, I don't think they would be winning as they was winning without him. Like, that's just me.
and check this out, Randall and Young. See, what a lot of people don't realize is that he started. Okay, just correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, I don't mind. I don't mind being corrected.
Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like it was about maybe the fifth, maybe fourth season when he started to really kind of, because what was the one criticism about him? They were saying he needs to work on his mid range jumper,
Yeah,
or work on his outside shot. He started to kind of step out and hit that
mm,
10 to 15 footer.
yeah,
It was about the fourth or fifth year. After that, man, he
mm.
started to be dangerous.
Yeah. That's true. That's definitely true. And I feel like if he didn't have that injury, oh my god, I think New York probably would have got Miami that year.
He was all NBA. Listen, all NBA first. He was all NBA first team uh in '06 and '07. All
Hmm.
NBA second team 4 times.
Even though I look at it like, listen, I'm a Laker fan, and when we played them Suns, I'm like, damn, we are 3-1 on them niggas.
six
Damn.
6 time All Star.
See, oh, he a 6 time.
Yeah.
6 time All Star, and always he only missed the playoffs 4 times
Really?
in his career. Yeah, he made the playoffs 10 times. 10 times out of his 14-year career. Now I know some people like, oh well, he ain't got no rings and all that other stuff, but
Man,
you know what I'm saying. Neither McGrady don't got no ring.
Vince Carter ain't got no ring neither. So, and he gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and check, yeah, and them motherfuckers from Florida.
Come on now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
I
Yeah,
feel.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Mm-hmm. They got some
McGrady
ballers out
and
ballers.
Vince.
Thanks for pointing that out, Polo. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is they really cousins?
Yeah, they cousins.
Okay.
My grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you related to him, huh, young?
Yeah, they relate. My grandma.
I think Toronto gotta be the stupid. Why the fuck would they? They had both of them motherfuckers, man. Damn.
To be honest, that's Tracy idea. Because, but no, you gotta understand. No, for Tracy, I understand. I understand.
Yeah, because you want to go against him.
Yeah, because Toronto was focusing on Vince, and
Mm-hmm.
he knew it, and no, he said
he
he regretted, but I feel like I wouldn't regret it. Like you playing the Magic and you scoring
and,
32 points. So, yeah.
Facts, facts.
and he was playing against guys like Dwight Howard at that time. You know what I'm saying? Who was 3 time defensive player of the year. Uh, like he was in there. He was in the league at the time when LeBron was in there too. I don't
Oh,
think
Amari,
people understand.
Who?
Yeah,
Vince
he was
Carter.
in there.
Who?
He,
Vince.
Amari.
no, Amari.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah.
got
Amari,
drafted. I think
Amari,
he got
Amari.
drafted the years
Yeah.
before LeBron.
He came in '02, right?
Yeah, O2.
Yeah, Amari came straight. A lot of people think he went to
Straight out
college.
high
He
school.
came
No,
straight
he
from
came
high
straight out of
school.
high school.
Straight out high school. What was he? Number
Jermaine
three?
O'Neal. He came. He was playing against Jermaine O'Neal,
This
who
one.
at that time was one of the good
That
power
centers.
forwards.
He was a power forward. He was a center.
He played both. Me and
Mm-hmm.
Young. Well, no, I don't think it's Young, but I always say that because we was on the stream that time. But man, I have to tell people that he played both. But his primary one, right, Young was power forward.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. I knew he like. I seen him play like guard centers and shit, so I thought that he was a center.
Nigga could handle the rock.
Yeah, he definitely can. And he can
Nigga,
post you up.
he was
See,
a
Yeah, definitely
handful.
it
He
was.
gave he gave. Hey, listen, you want to know who gave Duncan problems?
who?
Who gave Garnett problems? It was Amare Stoudamire.
Amare. Yep.
That nigga, he put up 30. He was putting up like damn near 38 on Duncan, 38 and 10.
Because Duncan not as more athletic as fucking Amari Starman. He was
Yeah,
just
I say yeah,
killing it.
because Sue LA, because Tim Duggan had the knee pass. He had the
Mm-hmm.
knee pass. He was
This
messing with
was this was in the conference finals.
he was messing with a
And
young
remember,
Amari who just came out just
Duncan
straight
was
dunking, just
how many years
dunking.
Duncan was in college?
His whole life, senior year, freshman
See,
season.
that's probably why. And
He
Amari
said
caught that
whole life.
nigga, and that Amari caught that nigga.
It seemed like it was whole
That's
life.
a lot of miles on his knees. But ain't a lot of good big men today, man. It's not. That don't want to go in the post. They always want to shoot threes. Like, come on, man. Go in the post. Take your big ass in the post, man.
Yeah. I mean, see, like last night though, Randall and I looked at Jokic, and I was like, man, I make an exception to Jokic because, man, Jokic is okay. Look, I know his game ain't all pretty. It damn sure ain't athletic like no Amare Stoudamire, no shit like that. But that motherfucker is a joy to have on your fucking team.
Man, he
In
pours
terms
your
of,
emotion.
and yeah, and whoever's guarding him as center, they gonna because that's how. Like, if he play Rudy Gobert, I know the Jazz is doing their thing this year, but if he play him again, they gonna even expose him even more this year because that motherfucker gonna have to come out on the perimeter. He gonna bring everybody out on the perimeter.
Yep.
So I kind of make Jokic an exception. But anyways, man, let me quit getting off the subject. Yeah, Amare Stoudemire, man. Like I said, man, I'm just tired of the disrespect for some of these guys. And we got to give guys their flowers and understand that some of these guys had Hall of Fame potential. Some of these guys had GOAT potential.
Yep.
Some of them.
I mean, I guess players don't want it as bad as the players that, back in the day. Or even like in the early 2000s.
Like look at this, right. The reason I put this up, look at this shit, because niggas was like, nigga, I'm not dare gonna jump with that nigga. They cleared the way for that nigga.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna think twice, young. I ain't even gonna think twice, Randall. I'm like, you know what? Nah, go ahead, nigga.
Hey, Polo Young, let me ask y'all a question, right? Let's say we in the basketball courts on the streets, right? And you got 10 people, but you got, let's say you the best person on the court, and you got the other guy that's the best person. You think you want that boy on your team, or you want to go at him because you want everybody to know I'm the best in the neighborhood? I don't think these players want it. Like, I'm not joining no KD or no LeBron. I want to go at y'all. Because if I beat y'all, it makes my championship look even better on my resume. Just like Giannis. Like, listen, people, I'm tired of disrespect on that boy, man. They disrespect that man. Like, he won a championship and they don't even talk about it.
Well, Giannis continue to get love on this show, and there goes again. My guy, wait, what? Don't even think he a superstar. But
what?
wait, hold on. Yeah, but wait a minute though. Wait a minute. Hey, he in the top NBA 75.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you say he wasn't a monster.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Oh my!
You say he was nice, but he wasn't.
I'm waiting on him to show up, man. I don't know where he at.
Show up, please. Cook that man like fried rice, man. Come on, man. Giannis ain't no beast. What? Yo.
Yeah, man.
My thing is, who will take over Giannis?
Hey, matter of fact, hey, no, Randall, hey, Young, you know that's who Giannis. Giannis reminds me a lot of Amare Stoudemire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that before.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see how they're both long, 6'10".
I heard that before.
Highly athletic and skilled. You know what I'm saying? Can rebound, can block shots, can run up it. He wasn't he wasn't no trotting. He wasn't no trotting. Oh, I gotta come on with it to get up the floor. No, that motherfucker can run.
Yeah, he can run.
Hold on. But it's funny how you say that, Polo, because I heard they asked Amari about that question. Amari said he sees some comparison. To me, I see the comparison. I know I definitely see it, athletic wise.
Yeah,
athletic going to the post wise,
But defense, I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably a little better than defense.
Nah, he way better defender than Amari. I mean, Amare he wasn't like no like that. But if he'll challenge a shot back then, you had to jump with niggas.
Yeah. I think Murray had more in his bag offensively than Giannis.
Yeah.
Y'all agree?
Yeah. Okay. But I could definitely see, athletic wise, going for the dunks, going with the dunks. When it comes with dunking and going to the post, I definitely see it. Because
But as far
they're
as
both power forward. They're both power forward. So.
and see, the thing about it is the reason why Giannis, I think he got the edge on Amari too is because okay, we got that, the MVPs of course, but he's got the defensive player of the year. And another thing is too, because you got two of them. Another thing is that Giannis is able to carry his team. He's able to carry his team, alone. Giannis ain't got no Nash or anybody like that. He got Middleton and he got some other guys and stuff. But Giannis, man, he's just on a he got the will to. I want to stay in this motherfucking league. I don't give a fuck if I hyper extended my shit or not, nigga. I'm still gonna walk up out there like Terminator and still do my thing.
That Kobe shit.
The Mamba mentality. But yeah, he would have been a Hall of Famer without a doubt.
If he didn't get hurt, yeah.
No question.
He was on his way though. He was on his way.
Yeah. I think him making that move to New York, if he
would
have, yeah. Do y'all feel like he should have stayed in Phoenix or went somewhere else with better, training staff?
I feel like he should have went somewhere else, with better training staff. I feel like when I heard him playing in New York with Melo and Melo with stuff, I was like, I don't think it would fit.
What a perfect fit that y'all probably won't agree with me, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm gonna say Orlando with Dwight Howard.
Yeah, see it.
That would take a load off of him defensively, major defensively. Now you don't have to go, and be a big man down the post because you got Dwight Howard and you got Gertot down there.
Man, I feel you take your big ass to the post and straight. Simple as that. Thank you. I'm not gonna say that man was a monster. I ain't gonna lie.
Fucking monster.
He was. I remember he used to give Lakers. Yeah, I remember he used to give Lakers problems. He used to give Lakers.
Yeah, what? Man, I'm a Lakers fan. Come on, man. You ain't gotta tell me.
I used to watch the Lakers game. Yeah.
I used to hate
that. Cause I remember that Western Conference game 3. I remember that Western Conference game 3 when he had 42 points and 11 rebounds.
A monster is somebody that like you're afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, niggas was afraid to come up in that motherfucking rim. In front of that rim.
Nobody want to block him.
Nobody want to block him. That nigga come out the building. Come on, man.
Not a monster.
That's like a nigga come on something. He want to jump up in front of Vince Carter. Okay, good luck with that.
He gonna jump over your ass.
Yeah.
Who want to block this athletic 6'4" athletic guard that's so super athleticism that kid? Hell no.
Oh no.
I'll move away.
Shit. You can have that all day.
Yeah, you got that done, bro.
Now put me in
after that dunk I see you did to the candy man, I'm good.
But see,
I'm good.
But see, not only, but see, the thing about it is see what makes it so great, Young and Randall, is the thing that, okay, while he's entertaining and he's flamboyant, that motherfucker still works hard, and that's what Giannis got. Yeah, he a workhorse and everything like that, but he enjoyable to watch because you're gonna see, okay, Giannis could hit you with the Euro stuff. Giannis will come through the lane like damn near by the free throw and throw that motherfucker down. Giannis will step out and try to hit the jumper, and it might be entertaining because he airball it, but then he come back and hit a three.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he got it all.
He might get his rebound and dunk on your ass.
Hell yeah. Catch that bitch up off the rim. I forgot who did that shit yesterday against the when the Portland played. Somebody it came off the rim, and I forget who it was. He had some braids or something like that, but he came up off the rim
Yeah.
and just
Yeah,
put it right in there, bitch.
like, yeah,
Hold on,
like,
didn't he
like-
win Rookie of the Year too?
yeah, he
You
won
said
Rookie
what,
of the
bro?
Year. Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
Come on,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
now.
yeah. He got another case. Like I said, he took the league by storm, nigga.
Come on, they gotta stop playing with Amare, man.
You know, he could, you could say he was more marketable than Steve Nash
Yeah, he was. Hell yeah.
because he was putting. Listen, like guys like even like Sean Matrix. You know, I know he had an ugly ass shot and all that,
yeah, he
but
did.
that motherfucker was athletic as a motherfucker. Motherfuckers used to enjoy watching a motherfucker like Barbosa play because he was just so fucking energetic, nigga.
Yeah,
like
I used to hate that nigga, man. But he was a pest.
who Barbosa?
Yeah.
No, that series. I mean, that team. You know, no, with Baron, yeah, it's ugly, but that shit might go. But don't
Yeah, it might go.
That shit will go
Yeah.
in. That shit will go in. It's ugly, but it can go in. That shot can go in.
Yeah, it was going into dollars.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my friend told me that. He said, "Man, his jump shot is ugly." I said, "Yeah, it's ugly, but that shit can go in."
I'm like, that don't even. Hey, Young and Randall, that didn't even look like no motherfucking shot, man. It looked like he just playing around and shit.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm gonna play around with these little goofies. And just shoot
That's what I
this
told
shit.
you. I said, "Yeah, that jump. Yeah, I told that. Yeah, that jump
I'm
shot.
like, man,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Is
I
that your
told you, yeah,
shot?
that jump shot.
You ever look? Hey, Young, hey, Randall, y'all ever look at a motherfucker and be like, nigga, is that your shot? Like,
Yeah, that's ugly as shit. But they keep going in though.
Yeah, it could go in. That's what I said. Yeah, this ugly, but that shit can go in.
Hey,
yeah.
You can go in.
Just ask
What's up?
Just ask the 2011 Miami Heat. Is it ugly or not?
Who?
Ask LeBron, is it ugly or not? Shit, they played him. He played them in the finals. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said,
That's true. Yeah. Shit.
That's that. Like I said, 9 out of 10, that shit can go in. And Barbosa, he's very fast.
He is.
He's fast.
He's like a Patrick.
The Brazilian blur.
No, he's very fast, and his game is weird. Like
unorthodox.
I'm glad you
it's
said
so
that,
weird.
Yo.
Like, like, what is you want? Like, what is you want? Like,
but he'll have he'll have a game where he'll go the fuck off out of nowhere.
I know.
How you get 30? Motherfucker, how you get 30?
Hey, and to be real, Young and Randall, I'm gonna be real, man. Like the Phoenix, they had enough pieces to actually win a championship.
They had a squad, man.
Like they were enjoyable to watch, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, how do y'all keep losing? Like, y'all supposed to be running motherfuckers out the gym like LaLoya Marymount and shit.
I just focus on Steve. I spoke on Steve Nash and Steve Nash, Stoudamire, and they said no. Barbosa had 25. Like Barbosa, where
exactly?
And that and the thing about it is, like, okay, this morning, Young and Randall, I was talking. This afternoon I was talking to Wait What now about Luka and the Mavericks again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, who would you rather play with? Would you rather play with Luka or would you rather play with Jokic, right? And I said, I'm gonna play with Jokic because at least I know I'm gonna get the ball. See, when you play with a motherfucker like Nash, now one thing I will say about Nash, you were gonna get that motherfucker because Nash was gonna look for you.
Yeah. you might, yeah. The one thing about Nash, you gonna get the ball, but you might never know where he's gonna pass it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
And that's one thing. That's why you always have
Yeah,
to look. You always
you gotta
have
be
to,
on your toes.
yeah. You always gotta look at Nash. Very. That's why I say you always gotta look at Nash to see when to go. Like put your hands up. Don't even look away.
Man, you right about that.
You might never know.
You know, because guys, man, guys sit up here and they they sit up here and they'll look at a guy like Luca and they'll be like, oh well, you know, man, he's superstar, he doing this, he doing that. Not realizing, man, do you know how much he's not really doing a service to your team? But then that's why I'm glad they played last night, young, because Randall, if you looked at the game last night, it was the complete opposite of how each team looked when you talk about Denver and you talk about Dallas. Look, Dallas was up in there struggling because you got one man that want to be on the ball all the fucking time, not giving it up. But then you look at Denver, the ball is moving. Motherfuckers moving around. Jokic's like, look, I don't need to shoot that motherfucker. I might have a shot already, but look, I'm gonna get it to the open man. Jakob, you know what I'm saying? And they were just having fun and shit. Completely different situations. So you tell me who's better to play with, you know?
I don't think Luka is a complete floor general. He's a point guard, but he's not a real general. He don't command the troops, like you know what I'm saying. Like,
Man, that motherfucker ain't no point guard. That motherfucker is not no point guard. Young, hey, Randall, you play the point guard. Young, you play the point guard.
Shooting guard. Yeah.
no, I play football.
Shoot, you play what?
I play
Shooting guard.
football.
I'll play shooting
Oh,
guard.
you play football. Oh, okay. Well, look, a point. Look, Young, you know a point guard. That ain't no a point. A point guard is Brunson.
Oh yeah. Now listen, that's my boy. That's Villanova right there.
Yeah, that's a point guard.
And a
And
player that
see,
know how to win too.
right, he knows situations and shit like that. And I know he trying to keep his cool and shit, cause you know Luca will get your ass up out of there and shit. You know, he just like he got Donnie Nelson up out of there. But I'm like, man, fuck this shit, man. Get me the fuck up out of here. If
That's
you're not
why.
gonna come off the ball.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand. They don't use players like Jalen Brunson well. Like, I'm like, this boy won 2 national championships. That's not hard. I mean, that's not easy. And he worked.
Young, no, hey Randall, you preaching in choir because I've been Young probably sick of me saying that shit. I say this all the time to Young. I'm gonna get it out there, man. Listen, I'm over here at the scene, man. I'm at the point where now, Young, where I'm gonna drive up to American Airlines and
Please
say
do.
something, man.
Please do.
I'm gonna pull up to that motherfucker, man. Look, hey, look. Well, I know they're gonna be like, sir, do you have your card? Do you have your card? I'm like, oh shit, here we go with that Kyrie bullshit.
yeah, yeah, that bullshit. Can't get no
I
out
thought you
check.
about to say I thought you about to say here come that Nash.
But yeah, man, like it's a joy to play with somebody that really don't need to shoot. That's why like a lot of people ask me why I like Terry Porter, a guy like Terry Porter back in the day so much. He didn't care about shooting and shit like that, but the motherfucker could shoot when he wanted to.
It's called sacrifice for the team, man.
Yeah, now, and they talking shit about. Okay, it brings me back to Westbrook. You see Westbrook last night facilitating. You know, okay, he only had 5 assists, but every time, what was he doing? He was trying to look for Bron, trying to look for Melo, trying to look for other guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he's looking for other guys, man. You know, it's a joy to play with a motherfucker that don't really need to shoot the ball to be effective. you know. And no, I don't have Steve Nash. I don't have Steve Nash in my top five and none of that other shit. But he was a good point guard, man.
Top five and what?
Uh, top five point guards of all time.
Oh no, not probably top 10.
Yeah, that's why I just said. I said Nash run top 10, but somebody
I
said
I
that.
can name five better than him.
Yeah, but somebody somebody has said that Nash was better than Oscar Robertson and
Oh
put him
what?
up with
Say that again, young.
Yeah,
somebody said they put Nash over Oscar Robertson and
They could be smacking their face.
man, we got Nola boy, aka Jam, aka 504, aka Wow, aka Noya Clap.
Good job.
All that,
Good
man.
job with it.
Y'all go subscribe to my boy Nola Boy Sports and News. That's definitely popping over there. He went live over there for the Michigan game today. Definitely on fire, man. He gonna give you that raw, that swamp, that gumbo, that crawdad, all that, man. James, man, go ahead and cook, brother. You got it, man.
What's up? Stoudamire was a different breed, dog. I'm just mad them knees went out on him at the end of the day. Salute to you for doing a good job. I've been listening to your streams while I was at work. Y'all helped me get by. Salute to your chat and your panel, man. We got to stay strong at the end of the day. Keep pushing, and we going to make it. Believe that. And now let's get to the cooking. Stoudamire is an underrated player to me because he gave more to the game than people expected. As far as when he came in as a high flyer, he worked on his jump shot, mid range, learned how to pick and pop. He already know how to pick and roll and jump out the rim. But when you add those type of things to your cart, to your toolbox, like Mr. Massa always say, you got to respect that about a player who come into the league and advance the way he have. Now, only thing that we can say is injuries. Injuries really derailed him when he had those knee injuries. Then he couldn't stay healthy when he did get injured. Same, it reminded me of Chris Webber. Started off with a as a slasher, more of a inside person force. Then he learned how to stretch it out a little bit. Then when he really got hurt, he had to learn how to implement that jump shot, that 15, 12 footer into his repertoire. So I'm proud of what Stoudemire became. Even when he went to the Knicks, nobody ain't expect him to do nothing, but he went over there and still averaged, 25 points a game, almost a double double. So that goes to show you he had the game, he had the talent. He just wasn't in the right position all the time because of that 7 second offense. Always disbogulate certain players because you got to slow it down sometime. You can't think of just 7 minutes, 7 seconds. I mean, all day, all day. Sometimes you have to play half court. Sometimes you have to get down and dirty just to get those things accomplished. Now, one thing I would say, that year that they fucked over Steve Nash, I think that was the best year that they had a chance to win. You know what I mean? But when they let him storm off the bench and they suspended those dudes the way they did with that bogus ass fucking rule, come on, man. Ain't nobody did nothing. They run into their teammates' help like this, like they was taught as a young park baller. You stand with your team, right or wrong, and then we'll deal with the consequences later. But they got hit harder out that situation. What I'm saying, the Spurs, they could have easily sent Robert Ory to do their dirty work. I could take a loss on him, but you still got Duncan, Ginobili, and you got Tony Parker. So without Stoudemire to have with Steve Nash out there, that really derailed their championship that year. That was the only best year I can really get him. And Stoudemire was cooking that year. If you go back and look at that year, Stoudemire was holding his weight down. He was going at it with the best power forwards in the league. And at that time, they had the best record twice that year. So something was working over there. They just had to get out that that 7 second offense that was harping them because sometimes they needed to slow the game down, which they had the talent to do, Polo. I just didn't know why they never
Yeah,
decided to play
yeah.
half court games at some points of those games because y'all had big leads where y'all could have slowed it down. Take your foot off the gas and not ball control.
And no, and Nola, look, you brought up something. He was more than holding his weight because he was
because
damn
he
near.
was damn near
He was at
he
like.
was at like
I got an
I
echo.
got an echo.
He was averaging
He was averaging
38, 37, 38, and 10 against Duncan.
See, he was more athletic. He was more product for Duncan. Not saying Duncan wasn't that type of dude, but if you think about it, you could pull Duncan outside that paint if you're a Chris Webber, you're a Kevin Garnett. That's why he had trouble guarding those type players. Only time he was successful when they tried to go down on the block with him. You know what I mean? If you just look at it, if you was to face Duncan up, jab step him, your jumper falling. Duncan wasn't that type of person to stay in front of you on the outside. Now on the post, I give you that top defender of all, one of the top defenders of all time. He can move his feet, but when you ask him to guard a nigga off the dribble, Duncan was weak at that. He couldn't really do it. Not saying he couldn't recover because he was a 7 foot and catching from behind like some of the LeBron chase down blocks. But come on, man, that game right there showed me a lot. Stoudamire wasn't scared of that nigga. And Stoudemire never
I
was scared of Donkey. To me,
I think I think he struggled with the high post at times. Not a Stoudemire, but Duncan.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Polo.
Yeah,
When you
because
look at him, you
when
good.
he would get out that when he would get out to the free throw extended or at least 15 foot at times on that defense. Not always, but 9 times out of 10. But you saw it later in his career, he did struggle in with the high pick and roll and high post playing that high post and stuff.
Yeah,
That's what I noticed as he. But when he was with Wake Forest, he never really had that much trouble. And then when he first came into the league, he never really had that much trouble. But then as he got older, but yeah, you're right about that, man. When he did go to that block, but another thing though, you brought up Chris Webber. The only thing I felt like Chris Webber had the edge on Stoudemire is that Chris Webber he is so underrated as a passer, man. That motherfucker could find your motherfucking ass.
I give you that. But see, that's why I say him and Stoudemire was similar alike. They come in as a block player. They can take you off the dribble. They can do other things. But then when you add that 15 to 18 foot jumper where you can face up and then still get to that same paint post off the dribble instead of having to have your back to the basket and do it that way, it's much easier for a big man who had the skills to do that. But like when you lose a Stoudemire in that series, that changed the whole dynamic of the game because now you don't have no force right there. You don't have nobody to give you no inside presence. They even keep dunking on the edge of what I'm gonna get in foul trouble to pull him out the paint
Hmm.
so Steve Nash could be that magician to get in that paint in the teeth of the defense and kick it out to those 3 point shooters that he had. So with Stoudemire missing that game, bro, that was a big blow. And I like Stoudemire, and I'm not gonna lie to you. He's one of the most underrated power forwards, small forwards to me, because he don't get the credit he deserves because he played with Steve Nash. You see what I'm saying? But if you look at him when he went to New York, that goes to show you still had something left in the tank. You got to respect those type of players, bro. Just injuries derailed him. Injuries always derail players like that.
He came in taking the league by storm, James. And when he came in, hey James and Young and Randall, y'all tell him, man, this motherfucker used to man, this motherfucker was giving Duncan problems.
Facts.
He was getting Garnett problems. He was getting Dirk Nowitzki problems. He was getting
Yep.
everybody at that power forward position problems.
Oh yeah,
And I
yeah.
gotta
He
agree
was a
with James on that what he's just saying. Cause that's what I was saying. If you take Amari off them Suns, they would not be the same as
hell
what
no,
exactly.
no
And you
way.
see what
They'll
happened
never
when they
have
got
that record.
exactly. That's what I said. They probably went like 40, 35 wins. Come on
Just
now.
think about it. Steve Nash don't win those two MVPs without Stoudemire
Hell,
numbers.
exactly. Kobe won them Jones. They would have to give
If,
it to
if,
him.
if he if Steve Nash is out there by himself, we all know what Stoudemire helped him do for us to be the assist person that he is, because it's easy to feed a person like a Stoudemire because he already a rim attacker. So
Yep.
now, like I said, you add that pick and pop in his game. Something these dudes
Exactly.
didn't have that when they was coming into the league. Chris Webber ain't had that 18, 15 footer. Not
Nope.
saying he wasn't gonna shoot it, but he wasn't good at it. But now when you go play with the Sacramento, you have more the weapons to your disposal where you got to feed everybody, where you ain't got to worry about, man, I got to score 30 for us to win. Use your teammates. That's where Weber started accelerating when he went to Sacramento, because it was more team oriented. Everybody was sharing the ball. And the way they put that team together without Jason Williams, that's why they went for Mike Bibby, because Jason Williams wasn't a team player. And I love White Chocolate. But that goes to show you certain players in certain situations only can flourish when you have that head honcho to really look for him, to keep him in tune with the offense. Because Steve Nash should do that because he wasn't that scorer. He was always a assist man, always to look to get his teammates involved. If Weber would have had that type of point guard, Weber have a ring if he played with Steve Nash.
Oh
Believe that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah.
had Bibby.
No, but Bibby
But
was a
Bibby,
better
but I'm
passer.
talking about Bibby was more of a scorer.
Yeah,
Bibby,
But
Bibby, Bibby could pass the ball, but Bibby wasn't the best point guard passer that we had. What I'm saying, because at sometimes Weber grab that bitch off the rim and just bring it up the court. Device could grab that bitch off the rim and bring it up the court. You had other players,
man,
Bobby
Bibby.
Jackson. You had Doug Christie. You had other players that can handle the ball to take the pressure off those point guards, so Bibby could just rely on scoring. Period. Bibby was a pure scoring point guard for us.
I feel like
That's how I
Bibby,
looked
Devi.
at
man,
Bibby.
Bibby.
I ain't look at him as the initiate the offense because that wasn't the problem. We had the
He,
best record 2 years in a row. That
he
wasn't the problem.
Yeah, but I feel like
To me, Bibby was a facilitator because if you go back and you go look at when he played with Miles Simons and you know what I'm saying, who was doing the bulk of their scoring over there
I
at Arizona,
understand
and
that.
then when he came in there, you know, Bibby,
I
and
understand that.
I'm not saying okay, James, I get what you're saying. He wasn't no goddamn John Stockton or no shit
Yeah,
like that.
to
You
me,
know
he
what I'm
wasn't a
saying?
pass first
But
assist guy
yeah,
for
he
as a point guard, but he could do it. Bibby, if you ask me, we needed Bibby to put up 24 points a game, at least 20 a game to help Weber win. We ain't need your 10 assists. We don't need 15. We need that 20 to 24. We could do without because our ball movement is already impeccable. Because what Chris Webber was getting, what, 5, 6 assists a game. Some of those games he was getting triple doubles. So the passing wasn't nothing because Device could get that bitch on the block, get at that high post and pass that bitch too. He was
yeah,
getting cheap assists. So
but
the passing
hey,
wasn't really our weak point. We
hey,
needed a
hey,
nigga to help Weber to score.
hey, James,
but
don't sleep
James,
on snipe. Don't sleep on
let me
sniper page up.
let me ask y'all something though. Motherfucking Tony Parker. That motherfucker was a finals MVP. And on top of that, he got 4 rings. And on top of that, he swept LeBron in them, right? Why isn't that motherfucker in the in the
The
motherfucking
top 75.
top 75? And he
I
got a
put him in
finals
there over
MVP.
Lillard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
Huh?
I put
definitely
him
put
in
him
there
in
over
there.
Nash
Lillard.
ain't got no motherfucking finals MVP.
Nope.
Nor does
You
he have
right.
rings.
You right.
Come on,
You right,
man.
Polo. That's why
Well,
that list bullshit. But go ahead,
well,
big dog. That list
let,
bullshit.
let me ask you something about down when I got to the list. I feel like LeBron, I mean not LeBron, Dwight Howard should have been in there before AD. If you look at their
Oh
resume,
yeah.
look at their
AD got
Go
in
resume.
there off
ahead.
the
I know
bubble
you
rank
do.
though.
Look at their
AD got in there off the bubble rank because he played
but
with the
Dwight,
role player. But
but
you got to
Dwight,
understand
but
this:
Dwight was in there too.
the White got a better career. He got better
Exactly.
accolades. He got better numbers. And then they froze him out at the end of his career when all those allegations came out with the transmission. You see what I'm saying? So all
Mm-hmm.
that got a lot to do with it.
All politician shit, bullshit.
Yeah, it's all about political. Politicians run everything. The white niggas don't never win. That's why we talking about Stoudamire. Just think about it. Take Stoudamire off that team. How many points you think they scoring? How many assists you think Steve Nash averaged? Because Stoudemire was a 20 plus point scorer for them. So if you think about it, I'm getting 25 points to 30 points a game with Steve Nash. At least 7 of them bitches coming from off Stoudemire
Yep,
scoring that
yep,
motherfucker.
yep.
See what I'm saying? So come on, take
But
Stoudemire off that
On
fucking
damn near
team.
60% field goal
Say, thank you.
percentage,
and
James.
the
Thank you,
Matrix won't
Polo.
be this and Matrix won't be the same without Amari. Because now
Yeah, they
the
fed off
focus
each
gonna be
other.
on and the focus gonna be on him now. So
That's a good point you brought up because him and Matrix fed off each other.
yep,
I like that.
exactly,
That was a nice
exactly.
team. That
Yep.
7 second offense, D'Antoni just blowed it, dog. He should have came up in there with a
He ate
regular coach to
dumbass.
run a regular system, and you had the horses, you had
Well,
the young legs mixed with the old veterans. So why you didn't get it done? I don't know.
that's the same reason why his shit fucked up Kobe shit. He ran the motherfuckers to the fucking ground. I don't know why we hired that fucking Dan Tony, Ain't Tony, whatever you want to call him, because he don't play
I
no
call him Mike
defense.
D'Antoni because that nigga
Phone.
phony as a motherfucker. He see that shit ain't working, and he done went to Houston and fucked up that organization.
Yep,
Now everybody
yep.
gone. Everywhere he
Mm-hmm.
go and
Yo,
touch, they look at Brooklyn right now.
contaminated, man.
Yeah, but now he stepped out. I think he stepped out of there though.
He should have been stepped down. He know that shit don't work. You can't get the rebound and go score in 7 seconds.
Where he go
A
after the
nigga come
defense?
down there and pound your ass on the half court.
He
He'll
went
play
on
half court
interviews.
style.
Hey James, he remember he went on interviews, right? He had an interview with Portland, and he had because but he didn't get the job at Portland.
You
That's
talking
why.
about Mike D'Antoni?
Yeah, but yeah, Mike D'Antoni.
I was like,
Man,
bro, he
listen.
keep getting a job. Like, why
Polo,
y'all?
I'm glad you asked that question about Tony Parker. This I need to ask you a
Uh-huh.
question about the coaches now. Why we keep
Okay.
recycling the same trash ass
They don't,
coaches?
don't
Like we don't have no other
exactly.
fucking candidates that can move up, that can come from the collegiate level. I try
Hmm.
high schooler. Fuck all that. A nigga who
Hell
dominated
yeah.
the high school,
Hell yeah.
the Oak
Right.
Hill, the St. Mary's
Preach.
Vincent, where LeBron went
Right.
in, how many
Right.
years they go to
Right.
championship. Give one of them young men a
Montrose.
chance.
Y'all
Montrose.
keep
Yeah,
hiring,
that's what I'm saying.
keep hiring the
Lincoln
same
High School,
motherfuckers.
all these fucking great high school
Well, see.
basketball programs, get them dudes a job.
Well, you see. This is the thing about it. Rasheed Wallace actually could have went to the NBA and got a job there, but guess where he chose to go? He went over there with Memphis with Penny and Larry Brown in there. You know what I'm saying? And Larry Brown, he was sick of the NBA too. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, Nola and Randall, Raw brought up a good point about AI, them not giving him a job
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Philly.
Two roll definitely.
I saw
Listen,
that
this is the
video. That's a
reason.
great video.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, this is the reason why, and I know why. Because they still on that same bullshit. Then they never
Then
gave
they
a
never gave
fuck
a
about
fuck
Bubba
about
Chuck.
Bubba Chuck. They didn't.
Fuck
Nigga, they
They
no.
just
ran that
used him.
motherfucker to the ground.
motherfucker
They
to the
used
ground.
that motherfucker for his marketability because they were putting cheeks and seats, and on top of that, that motherfucker had a image that they didn't want. They wanted him to be a clean cut image and shit like that. Well, what you want them to do? They got a motherfucker like Daryl Morey. He want to be cutthroat, don't know what the fuck they doing, and throw people under the bus like they doing. Fuck that AI. Don't even go to that organization because that's what they want that motherfucker to do.
Hey, Polo, you know what they wanted him to do? What LeBron doing right now?
Said, bro,
What he
I ain't
said?
gonna
Right.
lie. Bubba Chuck should have been got an assistant job or something. Just a position in all these organizations knowing his game. Like you said, it started with his wardrobe. They never
Hmm.
liked the way he dressed, the tattoos, the jewelry, the
Yeah,
cornrows.
man.
You know what I mean? But when you look at his game is sitting seats in these motherfucking. I mean, sitting asses in these seats. So why would you worry about how a motherfucker look when that's the where the world was going at that time? The '90s, the
Hey,
late '90s to the 2000s, that was the swag.
hey, James, I'm from Philly. AI, listen, when AI, his run in Philly, listen, you couldn't tell nobody this wasn't his city. Everybody in their mind was wearing the cornrows, was wearing the AI sneakers, dressing like it. They wanted to be AI.
Yeah. Say, but I know I'm mad at him. Name me a player right now that did what AI did. The way he got to that finals. Now, like I say, the money's involved. They're gonna help people. All the free throws they took against Milwaukee in that game 7 or whatever game that was, and they did the same thing against Toronto when Vincent was up 2-1 or something like that. Dog, hey, I answered the bell when they helped them get there. Oh,
Yep,
y'all gonna
exactly.
cheat? Y'all gonna put me on the line? I gotta make these bitches still. So he went there and showed I'm a killer. So why people
Mm-hmm.
hate it? Name me another nigga took a team like AI to the finals in that era when teams wasn't. They know this dude was supposed to make it. You got a big three in Milwaukee.
Yep.
You got
Cut
the
them.
you got the Lakers Showtime being born again with Kobe and Shaq. You got Vince Sanity over there cutting up, making a name for himself.
Baron Davis.
That Toronto team was deeper than motherfucking what you call. You had DD in the league in New
Baron
Orleans at the
Davis
time. Come on, man, how the
with
fuck you want?
Jamal
They're not gonna
McGlory,
respect this?
PJ Brown and them.
Yep. Hey,
And Jamal
preach. Hey,
Mashburn.
preach. And
How
he
the
was
fuck you
cooking
ain't
them
gonna respect
niggas.
that nigga?
And he
And he
was
was killing
cooking them
these niggas.
niggas. Cooking
They
them.
had more help than AI in the '90s in that 2001. Go look at those teams that he had to face that whole year. For him to make it out there going to lie, whether it was helping him or cheating with the free throws, you still had to make him.
6 foot
And he
guard,
did that. He showed he was a
260,
fucking killer.
160. Come on, man.
I'm still waiting to see a nigga that small with that kind of impact make it to the finals with that type of team, nigga.
Hey, James, you ain't gonna see it because they ain't got that
What's
heart.
up? What's up with it, Herman? Man, we
What's
got
up,
Memphis
Polo?
Finest up in here,
Hey
making
man,
these
Oh, that's my
money
these
pimping
nigga.
pimping
hoes, and
hoes, and
somebody got an
somebody got an
echo.
echo. And it ain't nothing like a Memphis nigga, but salute to the panel, man.
Yeah,
Salute,
man, Memphis
salute to
up in
everybody
here,
on the panel,
man.
man.
I know you ain't no Ja fan, but Ja is doing it. Ja is more clutch right now than Steph Curry. Ja is the guy.
Hey, Ja, the best point guard in the
Ja
league right now.
You
MVP
He
think
the
so?
best point guard in the
conversation.
league right now. He most
He
definitely
most
better than
definitely better than
Stephanie.
Steph. Herm, you said that. I agree. Right
Yeah,
now,
he
if we
better.
talking
He
about right
definitely
now,
that
and
though.
Polar, that probably be me because I'm outside on a golf cart at work. That's why I'm on mute. Y'all go
No,
ahead
it's
though.
okay. It's okay, brother.
Hey, but that damn
That
Amare
damn Amare
Stoudamire though,
Stoudamire, though.
shit, he'll be dominating right now because the soft shit I'm seeing for AD, Amare Stoudamire wouldn't be that damn
That
soft.
damn stuff. Thank you,
Well,
Herm. I'm glad
I
you
love
brought
the
that
role
up.
changes that they coming with, Herman. You see how they not giving no inch or no mile when these motherfuckers is crying.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact, man.
Hey,
People don't
man, people
realize
don't realize
how good
that good
Stoudemire
stuff
really
about it.
was, though.
Oh yeah.
He just
He
another
just
example
another
of
example.
injuries hindering a nigga career. He's one of those examples. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we'll never know how great he could have been because at the end of the day, his injuries got in the way of his greatness. But that nigga, when he was healthy, he was one of the best power forwards in the game. He punked out Tim Duncan. People forget how dominant he was against the Spurs when the Suns dominated the Spurs. So people got to keep that
Hey,
in mind.
hey,
Shit.
hey, Herman, I'll tell you how dominant he was. Not to cut you off, okay? We're not gonna count the first year, but he had 13.5, 47% from the field. Next year, 20.6, 47.5% shooting. Next year, 26, 55.9% from the field. Not gonna count '05. He got hurt. 20.4, 57.5% from the field. '07, 25.2, 59, 59, almost 60% shooting from the field. 21.4 the next year, 53.9. 23 the next year, 55.7. 25.3 the next year, 50.2% shooting. And then he was at 17, 14, 11, and all that. That's when the injury took a toll. You see what he was on pace to do.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Polo. That's a
That's
fact,
good
Polo.
numbers right there, bruh.
Hell
That's
yeah.
that's that's damn good numbers. The points add up to the field goal percentage, and like I say, he was way more underrated than people gave him credit for because he played in the light of Steve Nash and the hot diamond he was for his passing the ball. But without Stoudemire, do Steve Nash win those two MVPs? Hell no.
No, no, no. Fuck no.
Shit,
You could have
Steve
had co
Nash should not have
MVPs.
won them motherfuckers when he was on the team. You should not have won them motherfuckers then.
If that's the case, give it to motherfucking Stoudemire. He was the catalyst of that team. Because like I said, when he got suspended for running on that court, what happened the very next game? They got theirs blowed out and sent home.
Yep, that's a fact, bro. That's a fucking fact, man. But Stoudemire, man, you know, it always, hey, Polo, it's always going to be guys like Amari Stoudemire get overlooked because of the fact that they couldn't sustain that high level of play for a long period of time. So, end of the day, people not gonna realize how great he really was and how great he actually would have been if he actually was healthy. So, end of the day, he always gonna get overlooked, in my opinion. He shouldn't, but he always gonna get overlooked. Niggas that don't really study the game, they're not gonna understand where guys like you coming from, Polo James. Is Bang actually on the panel?
No, that's random.
Oh, that's Rondo. They looking like hell. That's why I asked. But Randall, they're not gonna look at it the way we'll probably look at it because in end of the day, they don't study the game and don't look at the game that way. So and then Stoudemire will really never get his just due. So that's
That's
unfortunate.
unfortunate. Oh, Herm, let me ask you a question. Why you think he didn't get the same kind of praise Steve Nash got? Because he deserves just as much credit as Steve Nash got for those teams, both of those years.
That's a fact.
That's a
That's a
fact.
fact.
That's a
But
fact. But
you gotta look
you
at it
gotta look at it
before Steve
before
Nash
Steve
went to
Nash went to
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
You gotta look at it when they
Look
were
at it
trying
when
to
they were
boost
trying
him
to
up in
push him up
Dallas
and
with him
down.
and Dirk.
The nigga couldn't get off the bench the first 2 years.
Yeah, but you remember in Dallas though, him and Dirk, that was a high profile team then. They just couldn't get over the hump. They just couldn't get past the Spurs and the Lakers. But they still consider Dallas one of the top teams in the West. And when they
Man,
made
Chris
that
Webber was beating that
run into
team. I
Phoenix,
knew they wasn't gonna do nothing. Chris Webber
yeah,
was beating that same team.
yep. But they still boosted them up. They still let them keep the status in the game.
And Sacramento
So they
wasn't
got
shit when he left. And when soon he went to the Kings, them bitches instantly turned around. They went to hitting on their picks. People wanted to be there that still had game win over there. Like to me, Rick Adelman the one sold them out. But if you look at the coaching that's in the league, a lot of these players don't have rings because of that reason, not because of them. Now we could blame it on the refs all we want. We could blame it on ticky tack fouls and all that bullshit what happened in the Spurs and the Suns game, but you still had enough depth to get the job done. But it was the coaching they ain't know how to put the players in position to win those games. That's just me. I always
Yep.
blame coaching because it started with the top. What you think about that?
I agree because James, look at the Clippers. Most of the Clippers reason why they folding like they folding is because of the bad decisions Ty Lue was making right now. Because he was a good coach. The Clippers want to be getting their ass kicked like they getting their ass kicked right now.
Man, they had no excuse, Herman. Man, that motherfucker, Paul George put up 42-2.
Who that just lost to when he did that, Polo?
They lost to what's it called yesterday? They got blown out.
Man,
He
It was
Cuban.
Portland. It was
Portland,
Portland.
there you go. Yeah, because he had that putback. Because
and
Chauncey and him were playing against each other. Nola, they
all
used
right.
to be under the dock era.
But listen
Him
to
and
this. Portland finally got him a win after they've been struggling this whole season to start out the gate. The Clippers need to be kicked in the ass. That's why I call them the strippers. Because they don't take shit serious over there. They act like that shit supposed to fall in their lap because y'all done went got Paul George or Serge Ibaka. That shit ain't about to fall in your lap, boy. Not Kawhi gone. Y'all look more confused and lost than anything. Man, I feel bad for him right now, dog.
and
To a
Terrence
point, because
Mann ain't doing nothing, James.
and that's my dog, bro. I put him on my hyena list, but I'm gonna tell you like this: it started with coaching, man. Bad rotation. Ty Lue not knowing how to stop a nosebleed, let alone a fucking cold. You understand? I don't understand what this nigga be doing. That's why I call him nylon fluke. That nigga made a nylon and he a fucking fluke.
Yeah. I don't trust his coaching at all. If I'm the Clippers, I fire his ass immediately. I hire a guy like
Sam
Adrian
Cassell.
Sam
Ain't Sam
Cassell,
Cassell
Mark
still over there?
Jackson, or Lonnie
No,
Hall.
he over here with Philly. He was here with us.
Oh, all right. Well, shit, they should have never let Sam Cassell go.
No,
A
no, 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 no,
two-time
no.
champion.
James. No, 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 no. That's our next coach.
Look at here. You want that boy? Huh? Listen, you might as well listen. Go get a player Polo who played the game at a high level, who have some couple of chips under their belt for playing the game, whether they was on the bench or not. You can't go get nobody with no resume. That
Right.
shit don't work in today's sports, bro. Because talent is not everything. You could be stacked all the way to the top. Look all the talent some of these teams got, but they still losing because of coaching. Coaching.
Yep.
Well,
You got teams
Look
with
at
that's. Hold
Steve
on, I'm gonna say one more
Nash.
thing. You got teams that stop heavy, that's battling teams that they almost supposed to be going struggling with. You know, that's coaching.
Yeah, look at Brooklyn. It's coaching in Brooklyn. Steve Nash can't coach one for down.
Say first of all, how you get this nigga a job because he was a consultant in Golden State? They ain't no coach. They ain't got nothing to do with no motherfucking coach and a consultant. Get the fuck
Yep.
out of here.
Yep.
Oh, he was a consultant for
that mean,
Golden State when KD
James,
was there.
That mean you, me, or Herman or Randall to get a job.
Hold on, just put. I'm a consultant. I've been doing it for 15 years. You get your NBA job in the
Special
morning.
advisor and shit. That's what Dirk is.
Oh, but Dirk is a champion. I let a champion do it, and I know what he
Yeah.
went through to get that bitch. You went through the Lakers, the Thunder, the Spurs, and a big three in Miami. Man, let him be that. What that nigga proved though.
Yeah.
That nigga should be the consultant, the ball boy. Don't even pass me no water, nigga. I don't want none of that Gatorade you sipping on.
Well, MVP don't count.
Hell no, man. They know they robbed Kobe and Shaq, whoever it was. That nigga wasn't supposed to get it though.
Facts.
Because like I said,
Hell
if
no.
Stoudamire don't play, do you think he in contention of being an MVP race because they got the best record? I just seen a team with the best record ain't must get the MVP player because they talking about they was top heavy. They got 2 top 5 players. That shit is favoritism, dog. I don't fuck with that media like that.
I can agree with that though.
That's all media driven, man. That's not based off niggas using the eye test. That's going because I like this nigga. You heard what Chris Broussard said. I judged Giannis the same way I did LeBron for all those years. Nigga, you fucking crazy. And you gonna got the nerve to go on national TV and say that shit? And you want a nigga to take y'all niggas serious? That's why I'm glad you got the polos of the world, the tickets and everybody who down here talking that real shit. Cause we gonna hold these niggas foot to the fire, man. Ain't no favoritism.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna sit
Hey,
up here,
Polo.
James, and let them say that Martin wasn't a monster. What's up with it, huh?
Hold
Hey,
up, what
Polo.
Martin? Who they talking about?
If the Clippers
Uh,
keep getting their ass kicked, if the Clippers keep
Wade
getting their
West,
ass
Wade
kicked,
West said that
favoritism
Martin wasn't a
won.
monster.
Oh, this nigga
Kawhi
hit on no
Kawhi sit the rest
basketball.
of the year out. Kawhi don't need to come back.
You know, he a motherfucking Nash fan. He should have been a TV show MASH. The Almond movie. That shit used to drive me that theme song. That's how you know ain't shit coming on TV when that MASH come on. When you hear that theme song, it's time to go to sleep, nigga. Cut the TV off, put the pillow over your head and the cover.
That nigga taking it back to in the heat
Oh,
of the
yeah.
night.
It was Barnaby Jones, Kojak was on, type ass niggas. Man, niggas better go sit down somewhere. Murder she wrote ass niggas, man.
Matlock.
Oh, Boss Hog, Cletus and Enos ass niggas, man. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here, man. These niggas be tripping.
Oh,
Though what they be watching, Polo, they need to use the eye test. That ain't nothing wrong with your eyes. Y'all always talking about y'all got 20/20 vision, but you holding these niggas' hand all the time. Oh, it wasn't his fault. He scored 30. Man, I won't hear that. That was a weak ass
what
30.
what was that? What was that question you asked? I think Herm was trying to say something.
Her might be
Oh,
still in here.
what'd you say, Polo?
Oh, you. Oh, I thought you were trying to ask a question.
Man, but these folks got to stop, man, trying to diss these great players in the game, man. Like Amare Stoudamire, he deserves to, despite him having injuries throughout his career, he deserves it just due. Cause when he was at his best, it was no fucking power forward in the game that could stop that man. It was none that could stop him. If y'all
That's a
niggas
nice
want
thing. That boy say with the Blazers though, huh? Ooh, Amari with Dame Lillard. Lord have him. Yeah, put that nigga with a scoring
oh
point
yeah,
guard.
Lord have mercy.
Put that nigga with Steph or Dame, a nigga that's gonna really, get that double team and you gonna be wide open. Them niggas ain't gonna have no choice but to pass that bitch. Boy, I be feeding man Murray have about I'm gonna look at least 30 and 15. You see what I'm saying? Easy. With a scoring point guard, they know Nash wasn't no scorer, but he could knock those shots down. But he not the type of person that's going, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna get the 20, then I'm gonna get my 15, get everybody else going, I'm gonna mix it up. Nash was a pass first point guard. He wasn't looking to score like that. It's crazy. John Morant got Steph's number, huh? Steph can't beat John Morant to save his soul. Say, bro, why Steph Curry struggling with John Morant so much?
Too skilled for that boy.
Y'all boys still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was waiting for somebody to
Okay.
respond. Nobody ain't never answered though.
Oh yeah, I was making my son some food, man. What was your
No, you
question?
good. No, I was just asking why Steph Curry struggling with John Morant so much. It's like John
Man,
Morant know how to beat that nigga. He know how to get
listen,
him.
James. This is the thing. This is the thing. John Moran has what Trey Young has. It's that it factor. It's that it factor. He wants that type of pressure mounted on him. You've seen it last year when he played against Golden State and everything. John Moran, we know that's not his game, James. Pulling up from 40 and all that other stuff. No, 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 no. You know what he could do? He can get into the lane. He could hit a
Yeah,
runner. He could get into the lane, penetrate. He could dish
hit
it.
that little jumper.
He could get into the lane, come back out, hit that 15. He don't
That's what I
need to
like
do all
about
that
him.
other stuff. He was held scoreless, James, and I'm talking about Steph Curry in the fourth quarter when he played that game.
But that's like the third one in the row, Polo. Hey, he ain't playing y'all all these games. But this what I'm saying,
Mhm.
bruh. I promise you, when you look at the way that game went, you
What you
up
mean?
by 19. Ain't nowhere in the world you gonna tell me Steph Curry team gonna lose that game.
What you want to do?
They're not supposed to. Now anything can happen, but that let me know how close these young athletes that's coming in, showing you how they working on their game and not just relying on one thing. Like you just said about Ja Morant, he could get in the lane. He got the floater. He got the 18, 15 footer, and he could pass it. Steph Curry don't do that when he get in the lane. He either looking for a bailout. He got the little floater here and there, but he not doing what Ja Morant doing. Pulling that bitch up, leaning on a 7 footer and hitting that little 15-foot jumper that he getting when he get in the teeth of their defense. That dude good at that shit. If it ain't broke,
Yeah,
don't fix it. Don't
and
fix it.
more importantly, James, he's doing it when it matters. You know what I'm saying? When it really matters. You know, it's all right to do it when you're doing it three quarters and when in the regular season and all that. But when all the marbles are on the line, can you show up then? Trey Young can in Madison Square Garden where everybody's screaming at him.
Yeah. But
Wait,
you don't
what,
think
man?
he's
What's up?
struggling this? You don't think he's struggling this year though? With that little foul call, cause they say he's starting to cry a little bit now. And I
Yeah,
ain't
he
used to
cried.
saying Trey Young cry like that now, when compared to when they wasn't
Oh,
doing those calls.
James, that just goes to show you they couldn't have played in the '80s.
These
Yo, what's
niggas,
good, Polo?
They couldn't have played in the '80s.
shit.
Yo,
I don't
Polo, you
think they
got
could
a
have played in the early 2000s. Go ahead. What's up, Wade? With what? Salute,
nah. I
baby.
finna tell Polo he got a crazy ass echo. You got an
Yeah,
echo, Polo.
no, that's not me.
Oh, somebody with echo. I don't know. But hey, nah. But listen, check me out. Check me
I'm
out.
about to mute
I'm used
myself.
to the
Tell
echo.
me,
I'm used to the echo
listen,
anyway.
I'm about to
No,
mute
no, it don't
myself and
bother
y'all
me.
talk. I'm about to mute myself and y'all talk and tell me if it's my phone.
I think it is you, Jay. Yeah, because I don't have an echo. You don't hear it no more, do you? Wait, but
Nah, I don't.
yeah. Hey, Jay, are you in the back? You said you was in the car at work, right?
No, I'm sitting on my golf cart at work in the wind high. You know, it's
Yeah,
getting cool out here.
All
It's
right, wait,
nighttime.
wait. No,
that's
no
what I was
press,
talking about.
no press, no press. But
So
dog,
that's
yo,
But
probably
go
the
ahead,
wind that
wait,
y'all
what
hear as
man?
far as the
Hey,
echo.
hey, James, this dude said that Amari Stoudamire was not no monster.
yo, listen, dog,
Read those
listen,
numbers
yo.
off to him again.
Did you hear him? Wait, what? He
Go
already heard
ahead,
him. He
bro.
just
Go
trying to
ahead,
play
bro.
dumb.
Go ahead, bro. Have your moment. Go ahead, have your moment.
Hey, it ain't no moment, man. Everybody
I'm
knows you
saying,
capping.
cause I already ran
Look,
through his shit already. I already ran through his shit.
first year,
Go ahead.
13.5, 47% from the field. We got on that. That was a rookie year, but guess what? He did rookie of the year in '02. Then in 2003, he is shooting 20.6, 47.5% from the field. Very next year, made that big jump, 26 points per game in '04, 55.9% from the field. '05, he got hurt, only played 3 games. Very next year, he played all 82 games, 20.4 coming off the injury, 57.5%. '07, 25.2, 59% from the field. '08, 21.4, 53.9% from the field, 23.1 the very next year, 55 percent shooting, and then 20. He was at 25.3 his first year with the Knicks at 50.2%.
Okay, so let me get this right.
How is
So
that not a monster?
so we like that's the thing though. We loosely use that term monster when a monster should be like 30 plus. I ain't hit shit by
Okay, hold
30.
on. I'm gonna
I ain't hit
stop you right
29.
there.
I ain't
Let me
hit
stop.
28.
Let me stop you right there. Do you know how many guys were actually afraid to jump in front of the rim because Amari Stoudemire was so ferocious? That's a monster. A monster scares people.
Look,
You
Polo.
hear
I
my
don't know.
you hear my daughter in here? Hey, baby,
The
what's
way
a
the say
monster? You don't want to see no monster tomorrow, huh? It's Halloween, huh?
and then
Well,
listen,
listen.
Polo. Go ahead, go ahead.
Hey, James, that's what it was. That's what a monster is, and
Nah,
that's
you
what
gotta
Amari
stop.
Stoudemire is. That's what Giannis
Amari not even
is.
top
That's what
75. So
Shaq was. They were monsters.
Amari not even top 75. But anyways, look, man. Um,
Nobody arguing that. Go ahead.
I just feel like dog. Sometimes like I know why you put it out here, bro. I know why you put it out here because you trying to downgrade the top 5 point guard of all time, Steve Nash.
No, I'm not.
Come on, bro. Stoudemire is
No,
nice,
because I
bro.
already said that most of his
He's
assists came from
nice.
who, James?
Stoudemire. That's what he
Bro,
Came from.
understand. Listen to this. Oh wait, what? If Stoudemire not on that team, do Steve Nash win those 2 MVPs? Keep it real with yourself.
bro, like he just said, he came off that injury. That same year he
No,
came
that's
off
not what
that
I asked
injury,
you.
that was
Not
Steve Nash
no.
one.
When he was in Phoenix, he ain't hit no injury yet. When Steve Nash won those 2 MVPs and they had the best record, he got suspended against the Spurs in '05 or whatever year that was. That team right there was far as to win it, dog. When Stoudemire ran off that bench, why you think Steve Nash ain't win that shit? Oh, you thought it was the bloody nose he couldn't see? No, he ain't that nigga.
Nah, man, you trying to put like I said, bro. Like you said, like he was a. How can I explain it? It's like Steve Nash is like
No, it's
Professor
how can you
X.
make an excuse and how can you make a
No,
cap and do
it's
anything you
like Steve
can to get
Nash is
around this shit?
it's like
Talk to
Steve
him,
Nash is
Polo.
Professor
He
X,
taking
and
long to
he
answer the
just
question.
like integrate shit out, bro. He's not supposed to be, you know, your front hero. Let me do that, and then that wasn't
No,
his
but listen,
game.
it's either a yes or no question. Do Steve Nash win them 2 MVPs without Stoudemire those 2 seasons? It's
Listen,
just a yes or
man,
no. It's just a yes or no, bruh. Hey, go look at the
James.
numbers that Stoudemire and the shoot percentage that this man just read off, and look at the years that he won the MVP, and tell me who was the real MVP of that team. That's all I'm asking you, bro. I ain't asking nothing else. Cause you got the ball all day. Russell Westbrook just had a triple double with 10 turnovers and lost a 26-point lead. So what is you telling me? That's all I'm asking. A yes or
No,
no question.
like James, listen, man. Like if it was like an accurate, like a realistic question, bro, I would answer it with no hesitation, bro.
It
It
But
is
you
is
a
a real
realistic
question.
question.
but you gave me if
They
questions,
can't
man.
get no real.
You
No,
gave
I
me
said,
if
do Steve
questions,
Nash
dog.
win 2 MVPs back to back, or have he won them without Stoudemire? Because that was the reason why he got him. And the best record, if Stoudamire on that team, he don't
come
get
on.
he don't have the assists that he have, and they sure don't have the fucking best record in the league, my nigga.
Nah, like
And the
yo, you can't
offense
put
that
all
they
that
was
on one
running.
nigga, bro. You can't put all that on one nigga, and especially
No,
not the
no,
right
wait a
nigga.
minute though. Wait a minute though. Wait,
Come
you was the
on,
one
bro.
He was their lead
over
scorer
here
of the
gloating about
team.
the offense. You
Yeah,
was
he their
gloating
lead
about that
scorer of their
motherfucking
team, though.
seven
Wait,
When
what?
seconds
the
of it.
leading scorer becomes the top three Steves in the Western Conference. When just leading scoring allow you just to do that. It's more than that,
He
bro.
put up
Come on,
37 and
bro.
10 against Duncan in the Western Conference
Talk to
Finals.
him.
Bro, listen, I'm not knocking. Listen, bro. Listen, shout out to
Yes, you
Amare
are.
Stoudamire because I feel like I'm
He
getting a
put up
bad rap.
42 against Duncan one
Oh my god.
time.
Oh my god.
Come on. Shit.
All right, like I said, bro.
You giving Steve Nash too much praise. I say Mash. You giving Steve Nash too much praise, bro. That's all we saying. Steve Nash is a good point guard. He solidified his stuff, and then it goes to show you when he got hurt, when Kobe got his ass, you ain't talking all that top five shit then. I'm just saying when Stoudemire got hurt, he
You
still
hurt
went to
too.
New York and put up 20 plus points. Period. The dude still had it. He just couldn't stay healthy. And he was a high flyer. He had a lot of torque. The dude was jumping out the gym, really. So when your knees go out and that's what you do, now you become a jump shooter. That's why Weber average went from 27, 24 to 13 and 16 and 17. He can't use his athletic ability without his knees, man.
So like the way y'all using that, like, oh, he had Amari. That's why y'all can say the
He
same thing
did.
for
It's not
John
no
Stockton.
lie.
Y'all can do the same thing for John Stockton, even on a higher, like even on like an extra
I've
drug
already
dose.
said
Like
that
that's like
before.
steroids.
No,
That's
that's a great point, and it's a great comparison too.
yeah.
If it hadn't been for Malone, Stockton wouldn't have had a whole hell of a lot of assists too, because what were they running most of the time? It was the pick and roll or pick and pop later on
Yeah,
in
the
Malone's
same
career.
thing they ran.
But the difference is, Karl Malone is in the 30,000, and guess what? John Stockton been
He
buckled,
was an
but
Iron
John
Man, and he
Stockton
took
been
care
next
of
to
his
this
body,
nigga
and he
ever
did
since he
not
got
get
there,
hurt.
bro.
Talk to him, Polo.
Bro,
Karl
every
Malone was one of the best. He did not get hurt until late in his
that's what I'm
career.
saying. Like
He took care.
John Stockton
Amari
had a
Stoudemire
healthy
got
Karl
hurt.
Malone
He got
his whole
hurt
career.
he got hurt his third season, but he still bounced back though,
But like I
and was
said, like
able to
this
give
man
you
had
4 years
30.
straight
There's like
of
there's
go
probably
ahead.
like 4 or 5 niggas right now who got 30,000, and this nigga Karl Malone is one of them niggas. So
Okay,
imagine
that's
like
great. That's great.
that's what
But
I'm saying.
I
So
mean,
John Stockton leading the
but
assists
we're talking
and
about the
everything like that.
potential that Amari Stoudemire would have had. You sitting here saying that he wasn't a monster. Yes, he was.
I'm not
He was
saying.
he
Listen,
was
I'm not
he was
saying he.
doing the things that Karl Malone was doing. He was doing the things that Chris Webber
No,
was doing. He
James, you agree
man,
with that?
who do you think they compare his game to? Giannis.
Say, but let me ask you a question. I got to ask this. Peep this out. We know this dude got hurt, and that knocked a lot of his shit. So let's do it like this then. Stoudemire, the way he played, and Karl Malone is two different ways, but they ran the same offense. Karl Malone wasn't no high fly, but he could dunk the ball. What I'm trying to tell you is Stoudemire ain't have no jump shot when he first came in the league like he had towards like that he had to develop coming into the league. So when he developed that jump shot, the shit was different. That opened a lot of shit up. So now you can pick and pop and not just roll to the basket because I know I'm gonna alley oop that bitch to you. So this is what I'm trying to say.
Come on, baby.
We know Malone was an Iron Man. So if you give Stoudemire no injuries, how many points you think he'll have running that same style offense? And tell me this again: why Steve Nash's career went down the drain soon Stoudemire left him? His career wasn't shit after Stoudemire. Where all them 11 and 10 assists was like that? That nigga was barely getting that shit. Go look at the stats. Go check him. He went to declining his fucking self when Stoudemire left. He wasn't the number one seed no more like when he was with Stoudemire. None of that. Why he was
bro,
struggling?
bro. Like I said, bro. If you look at Karl Malone numbers, like if you get, I don't even you don't even have to do the whole career of Karl Malone match up with the whole career of that. You can go all the way up till he got seriously injured probably the second year in New York. You can go all the way up to that. And Karl Malone numbers is way like he doing 30s consistently. Come on, bro. He's not in the same boat with this man. He's not even in the same tier.
Wait, what did you say about Karl Malone?
Karl Malone is in tier 1, and Amare Stoudamire is like at least 2 tiers below him. And you talk about and
No,
John Stockton.
not when he was playing. No, he wasn't.
Bro, I give you the
He
first
was
8
getting to the
years.
Western Conference Finals. But Karl Malone don't have a ring. Karl Malone had to
But he went to
jump
the
on the
final.
team with he had to jump on the team with Shaq and Kobe just to try to get a ring, and it didn't work.
He went to the finals twice. What are you talking about? As
That's
the main man.
wonderful. Amare Stoudamire was showing his potential. He almost made it to the finals. But
Yeah, but he
what is
wasn't
your
the
point?
main man.
But see, that's what you. No, hold on. See, that's the thing. You dance around these little arguments, and you sitting up in here, and you saying, "Oh yeah, well Luca was up 2-0. Oh, but Jokic got swept by the Clippers. Well, what difference do it make? They both got out the first round.
Let me explain that. If you want to go back to the Luca thing about earlier today, we can go back to that. First of all, if you got Luca versus Kawhi in PG-13, that's different. That's different. The Joker had Jamal. He had so many other pieces.
No, he didn't. Jamal was hurt.
He had Willie. Like, bro,
Jamal was
had so
hurt.
many pieces for him to come back on a 3-1 against them boys. Like,
no,
come on,
because
bro.
But they were up 2-0 and they had a chance to win it. But see, the problem is that Luca does not know how to play team ball. Jokic does. That's why they chose him for MVP.
Bro, if you paid attention, bro, listen. That's why the 7 game
That's a good
series is
point
so
right
serious.
there.
The 7 games, so the 7 game
Yeah,
series
exactly,
is so
James.
serious.
Listen, who's more valuable to your team? Hey, James, you play point guard, okay? You're talking to a point guard right now. Wait, what? And I'm pretty sure you played it too. It is a joy to play with somebody that does not care about scoring. Am I right or wrong, James?
No, you're right because you got 4 other teammates that need to touch the ball too. That's why when salute to T Price when he said a lot of point guards in this era is normal is natural shooting guards. Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, James Harden, and they run the ball and they predominate. Russell Stank all these dudes are really shooting guards, but you got to run in points, so they got a shooting mentality. You see what I'm saying? So they're not looking to get nobody in tuned in the offense. They coming out there jacking lots records right now. They jacking everything. They trying to get in the rhythm. The more shots they get up, the better chance they have of scoring their 30. Sometimes in this era it take niggas to take 30 shots to get 29 and 28 and 25. What the fuck? I be seeing Steph Curry shoot 21, 25 threes and shit. That's just outrageous. So you ain't gonna take no twos. All your shots just gonna be threes. Might go hit a little floater here and there, but that's not no basketball. You need a point guard to shut a rock, get everybody in tune. You know where you like this person at? Look at Rondo when he connect with AD when he get in the game with AD. Because Rondo used to play with him in New Orleans. Rondo the only one could get AD the ball in his spots. That's valuable. That's a Steve Nash. I give you that with Steve Nash. But other than that, without Stoudamire, that nigga don't win 2 MVPs in a row. He sure had the fucking best record in the league. And why that nigga went down the drain after Stoudamire left his ass and went to New York and got hurt that second time or that third time, whatever one it was. Steve Nash wasn't shit after that. He just a solid ass mediocre point guard. They looked at him because he had the name, the value, what he did in Phoenix, not because of what he did without Phoenix. He got that name because of what he did in Phoenix, because he sure didn't do shit in Dallas. Couldn't even get out the fucking bench with him and Dirk Nowitzki when they first played.
Because there was a guy in front of him named Jason Kidd.
So you saying he better than Jason Kidd?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he would come
Yeah,
in.
If you saying he top 5, hold up.
Five.
If you got him top 5, he better than Jason Kidd, nigga. What the fuck?
Come on, wait.
Jason
You got
Kidd
to
is
come
my top
stronger than
5,
that.
James. You didn't even ask me about my top 5. You just
All
assumed
right, hold
that
up.
he's not in my top 5.
Well, who your top 5 is then? My bad. You right. You got me on that. What's happening though? You my dog. I ain't mean to do it like that.
All right,
So
let
who
me
your
tell you
top
this.
5 is? Your top 5 front guards. Who your top 5 is?
You good, James. I got Isaiah Thomas from Detroit. I got Magic Johnson. I got my personal choice in Kyrie Irving. I got Jason Kidd and I got Steve Nash.
Nah, you change up your list. Don't even try it.
Nah. Check the archives.
Don't even try that. What happened to Oscar Robertson?
I
What
told you
happened to
about
Tiny
Oscar.
Archibald?
I
What happened
told
to
you about
DJ?
Oscar. I told you this nigga do 4 other niggas' jobs, and I can't put him in my point guard of all time because he wasn't
I ain't
particularly
hear you the
focused on
first time you did it the way what, but if that's your top five, I gotta respect it, dog. But damn, so
Wait a minute.
you
What?
got
Hey, what?
Isaiah, you
What?
got Magic, you got Jason Kidd, you got Kyrie Irving, and you got Steve Nash. Boy,
And
you
listen
missing
to
a lot of
Jersey Deep.
niggas.
Salute to Jersey Deep. Jersey Deep said that Amare Stoudamire wasn't a monster neither. You must be capping. You must be smoking that good. Hey James, he's smoking that good out there on the East Coast. Cause you know Amare
I
Stoudamire
heard
was
it's legal
a
out there
beast.
now. He on that ooh wee. I heard it's
Yeah.
legal out there now. So ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't not say about just don't let it harp your thinking, dog. Don't let it fry your brain. That's all. Cause if you niggas ain't never watched Amari Stoudemire, you can't talk about him, dog. And I'm surprised if you like Steve Nash. Wait, what? Huh? You supposed to look at that shit and see who was the most valuable player of that team.
Listen, big dog. I never came against Stoudemire as like you feel me. I just feel like we like to use words so loosely on great things. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only really like truthfully, there's only like probably 1 or 2 superstars in the league, probably 3 maybe. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays you had niggas saying
We're
James
not,
Harden
but we're
superstar.
not talking about. We're not talking about. That's a whole nother thing. But you
But I'm
said
just saying,
Giannis.
I'm just
You
saying like
said
loosely
Giannis wasn't
words.
a
When you say he a
superstar.
monster, like
You
listen,
say he
bro, he
wasn't a
nice.
superstar.
He nice, but I don't think he a monster. I think
How's he
that
not a
word too
monster? How's
strong.
he not a? Oh, you talking about Giannis? Not a
I'm talking
monster?
about no,
How's
I'm
he not
talking
a
about
monster? And he an NBA
Amari.
75.
I was talking about Amari. Like you said, Amari
He
is a
was a
monster. Like
monster.
he's nice.
He was a monster. Okay, go down the list and go check of who's damn near getting 60% field goal shooting.
But listen, bro, listen, bro. I seen DeAndre Jordan get 60% in the season.
Oh my
But was
God,
he the
man!
best that
Really?
year? No,
Yeah.
answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
he the best
but
that year?
he wasn't the
With
type of player
CP3?
that Amari started.
With CP3?
He wasn't as effective. He wasn't as effective as Amari Stoudemire was.
Bro, Amari got like recognition for All-Star at the Clippers, bro. Come on, man.
Who did?
Amari was an All-Star from the Clippers. When you talk multiple times.
You said
I mean,
Amari?
not Amari, but DeAndre. DeAndre.
DeAndre. Oh yeah, yeah. But Lob
Yeah.
City, but he couldn't capitalize. And Amari Stoudemire could at least hit free throws.
Man,
Come
moving the
on, which
goalposts,
one
man.
do
Now
you
we going
have,
to free
man?
throws.
And
Dog,
Jersey
but for
Deep, you
him
could go
to
ahead and come in here, man. We don't bite. Not that hard.
listen, for him, he must put DeAndre Jordan in Stoudemire category for his offensive skills. Man, I know he ain't ever watched no basketball in that era. Boy, please stop it.
Hmm.
Yo, he said percentage. He said 60. I brought up DeAndre Jordan.
But
Mm-hmm.
right, look
Percentage.
how he got it compared to
Yeah.
how Stoudemire got it. That's two different ways. If Stoudemire would have had DeAndre Jordan roll, that nigga be a two-time champion with that Clippers team. Believe that.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
Said by Stoudemire and Blake Griffin? Man,
James.
come on, man, get out of
Whoa,
here.
James.
Get
James.
out of here. With Chris Paul running the
Yo.
point,
What you?
and you had Jamal Crawford. That team was stacked, dog. They lost a 3-1 lead. Remember that. Stoudemire would have helped them close that. DeAndre Jordan ain't closing no deal. Come on, man. You gonna compare them two together?
Wow.
Come on, wait, what, huh?
I
I'm
can't believe
glad
you
that's
pulled
your
that stunt.
listen to your
I can't
name.
believe you pulled
Wait,
that stunt.
what? Huh? What you said?
I can't believe you pulled that
That-
stunt,
let- let-
James.
no,
Hey,
I'm believing you
that's
just
why they be saying
compared that nigga to
James, you
fucking
pulling stunts,
Stoudemire.
dog. You
You
pulling
compare
stunts,
that, you
James.
bring up. We talking about a nigga with an offensive skill package that shoots 60%, not a nigga that catch lives, 2 lives a game, 3 lives a game. Nigga ain't worrying about him. Nigga ain't was looking for
I
him to catch
know.
no live.
He was, bro. He
And
was,
listen,
bro.
hey, and James, what he not realizing is that Amari Stoudemire could create his own shot and create his own move. If
Facts.
needed, he could come baseline and use the rim as a shield, automatically reverse on your ass. He could spin around and come around with another type
Listen,
of dunk and dunk over your head. He could come
listen.
back and hit a little step back J when he started developing.
You
He
know
had a
what,
lot of
That,
James?
moves
that,
You
down
know
that
what,
there.
dude got the
James?
right
I
name.
give you
Wait,
that.
what,
DeAndre
huh?
Jordan couldn't do that.
James, I give you that. 2-time Western Conference champions. I give you that. But 2-time Finals champions? No, sir. No,
Okay,
sir.
but Tony Parker's better than Nash. You know why?
Whoa. Now you gotta
Because
stop, bro.
he swept the king, And not only that, he got an MVP in the finals. Does Nash have
No,
that? And
you
he's a
wrong for
point
that,
guard.
bro. You wrong for that, bro. Like Tony Parker was then and not even the third best player on his team majority of
What?
his
But
career.
He
but
got a
hold up though.
The
finals
majority of his career. You
He
probably
MVP.
got me with
outplayed
that one
Steve
year.
Nash though.
You got me
He
with that one
outplayed
year. He
Do
was
Steve
you
the
know
Nash.
finals
how? Do you
MVP.
know how old Tony Parker was? He was like 18.
And
Bro.
Nash was about 50. He looked 60 now, but he was about 50 at that. He was in his
Yes.
bag. That's what I'm telling you. Bro, stop doing this to yourself. Please, bro. I'm asking you. But every show you come on there talking about some Steve Nash top five. Bro, stop it. You even got Gary Payton in the top five, and he did more than Steve Nash.
Oh my God. Y'all what's going on tonight? Everybody okay? Everybody drunk? If y'all drunk, I ain't even getting nothing to drink yet. Let me get some drink.
Nah, I'm focused. I'm at work, nigga. I keep my eyes on the prize, but I'm just
That's what
saying. So
I'm saying.
you saying Steve Nash better than Gary Payton? That's all I'm asking.
As a point guard position, yes. When it comes to overall player, Gary Payne got that nigga blew him out of the water like Gary
Well,
Payne.
so hold up. No, that's what we talking about. If you a better overall player and you play the same position I play, how is you better than me?
Well, I'm like I said, I'm talking about the point guard position because like
But
a
we play
lot
the
of
same
time
position. Gary Payton played the point guard position. So if I
he
got the overall skills better than you, my game is deeper than you in the bag. You wasn't doing the shit Gary Payton was doing. I give you the assist. That's all I can give you. Just assist. Anybody can get assists when you ball dominant. Wait, what? Because you pass anybody you pass it to can hit the shot. So that's gonna count as assist. Anybody you hit on a dive and that laid up a donkey, that's gonna count as assist. But Gary Payton was a scorer. He was an assist machine. He was a defender. So you telling me he better than him at the point guard position? Hell no.
all right. So Jen, let me ask you a question. Like had Gary Payton lead his team in scoring any of his years of playing? Yes or no?
It was him and Sean Kemp. They was alternating. One minute it'd
Okay.
be Sean Kemp, the
So
next
so
minute it'd be Gary Payton.
Okay, cool. So you got that situation right there. But the simple fact is that when you got a guy like Steve Nash who actually played the particular position of a point guard who don't have the highest scoring anytime, he don't compete with a couple guys. That's why you got Amare. That's why you might have Barbosa. You might have somebody else like that with high scoring points. Probably got two people already averaging 20. Because why? Because his game is not predicate of just I gotta figure out if I should score right now or should I pass. His full focus is let me get these niggas open, let me get these guys fed. I don't need to eat at all. That was Steve Nash was doing. He was starving himself while Gary Payton was feeding himself at the same time, feeding other niggas. His
That's why
focus
he
as
can't get
Steve
out the
Nash.
Western Conference Finals. You can't starve yourself, man. You got to be able to produce on every level. This basketball shit is just not what you do at good at one thing. Because if they take that away from you and get the ball out your hand, you ain't gonna get no fucking assist. So you still got to score. I understand he was a
And
great set shot, 3-point shooter, and all that. But that dude need to do more. If he would have did more to help that team, Stoudamire them probably would have beat the Spurs. You had all that help. You was deep, dog. If you that veteran that you keep get praising nigga as a top five player, this nigga can't even get to the finals, dog.
Listen,
James,
there's a lot of people in top five of the point guards that like probably like the ones I kind of said was really kind of those dudes who wasn't meant to be the main guy because usually the main guy
but
cannot be the point guard. Usually the
but
main
shit,
guy is somebody else who could be able to get his creative and focus on getting his shots and everything like that.
this is
You
what
got a lot of players out there that's like that. But the ones I name as the top five, they was
this is
able.
what I this is what I'm saying. How could you put Kyrie above a lot of those people? I don't understand that logic. Are you basing it just because of skill? Okay, just because of skill, because that logic doesn't make any sense. We're talking about true point guards, and some people don't even define Kyrie Irving as a true point guard. Some people
Yeah, he
call
a
him
shooting guard.
a
He
combo
probably
guard.
that now, but when he was playing with a LeBron and the years prior to that, even in Boston, in that first year with Brooklyn, he was playing point guard. So I'm using those
Not the
of that
majority of the
particular.
time. No, he wasn't. James
Oh,
Harden was the point guard,
no,
and then
I
on
said
top
that
of that,
first year with
LeBron
Brooklyn.
LeBron was handling the rock a lot of those times. And then
But
you also
LeBron,
had Bella Vedova.
But Delos Devoto wasn't like in the same starting lineup with Kyrie. So you talking about?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Know what else I got something wrong with this? And I agree with that. He said that was a fan favorite, like for us, his player pick that he liked. But dog, you missing a lot of people. That's all I'm gonna say. This shit ain't right, bro. You
Man, he
see,
wasn't
this the
even
type
better
of
than
stuff we
Tyson
gotta
No,
do.
Archibald.
the guy, like,
You
let me
all
explain.
your top. Hold up, right quick. Your
He
top
wasn't.
five. Four of
Mm-hmm.
them niggas been to the finals. I give you that. One I'm having. So how he in the top five? He never made it to the finals.
Bro, listen. Like I said, there's a lot of point guards that you probably would put in your top five, but they would
But
never
No, I'm just
was
going
a
off the eye
Batman.
test
how
though.
come you
They
don't
was never a
never?
Batman. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga,
They never was a
this nigga
Batman.
here,
Man, he be
Gregory
tap
Hines.
dancing,
Yo,
tap
God bless
dancing.
Gregory Hines. So Gregory Hines, boy, this nigga here. Go ahead, Wilma. Go ahead,
like
bro.
I said, like I said, the guys I
I'm,
named was all kind of put in that position to be a Batman, even though their position was point guard. Dudes like Jason Kidd, dudes like Steve Nash, dudes like Isaiah Thomas, dudes like
Okay,
Magic Johnson. Even
do
though like
you
Magic
do you
Johnson did
see?
have Kareem, even though Magic Johnson did have Kareem, however,
Let,
his skill set was just overwhelming that you
let me
cannot just
ask
put
you
him in the
this.
top
Let me
five.
ask you this. What you think of Lonzo? What you think? Not Lonzo. What do you think of Lamelo Ball? What do you see his upside as a point guard?
Uh, I gotta give him another year with him. Like I said last year, he was doing well and then broke a hand, and then he came back. Like I said, I like to start off with what they're doing right now, but I need adversity. I need to see adversity before I just be like, because
Mm,
what he pulled off in the play-in last year, it's nothing to like to gloat about. You know what I'm saying? That's when adversity came to your door and they lost to Indiana Pacers with a goofy ass coach. So you know what I'm saying? As an
okay.
Indiana Pacers
Okay,
coach.
but Ja. Okay, well now let's go ahead and let's counter that. Now Ja Morant, he plays point guard, right? And
Yeah.
what he did is single handedly with all the odds stacked against them because they were the underdog going against Golden State. He eliminated Golden State.
Now he had a sidekick, bro. You can't do that.
Oh my God! Oh, no! He single handedly
Nah.
at
Bro,
the
you know
end
you
of the
seen Brooks out
game
there, man.
knocked them out.
Okay, what you talking about? Brooks was hitting them shots. I don't know if
I'm
I'm saying his
sorry.
name right. His running partner. He ain't started this season yet because
Oh
he
yeah,
came
bro.
he
Yeah, but it was Ja Morant in the end that took over the game.
bro, like like
That's the
like
question that we're
this is
asking
what
about.
see, this is why like sometimes like for example, like dudes like KD, dudes
Hmm.
who keep the game so close enough during the
Hmm.
game, you gotta appreciate people like that to keep the game in flux for you to get to that opportunity to end the game.
Oh
And
yeah,
Brooks
that's
was
wonderful. But
and
if you
Brooks
can't
was
seal the
playing
deal and
defense.
capitalize on anything, then how could you call yourself one of the best? I'm asking you all these questions for a reason because these guys that are coming up now, like a Trey Young, like a Ja Morant, shoot, Lamelo Ball, they are not afraid of the moment and can are really out there hungry to take your lunch at any given time, and they are point guards.
But you gotta understand, like the structure of how they play point guard is different from how the game used to be structured for a
Okay,
point
I
guard.
agree, but Lamelo plays an old school. He still plays a relatively old school type of game. John Morant got an old school mindset. Trey Young has an old school mindset. Old school mindset
Like
in terms of the mentality, not
I
being
think they
afraid of the moment.
yeah,
So
yeah, I get you on that. Definitely. They got that with John Morant and Trey Young. But that's not the mindset of back in the days of a point guard. They more of a
how was
I
it not?
focus. They're a franchise
Isaiah
player.
Thomas had he was willing to destroy you if nobody else was going to. Magic Johnson was willing to destroy you if nobody was going to.
Right, he got James Worthy and he got Kareem. He didn't have to worry
Okay,
about
but when
destroying
Kareem went
niggas.
out, what happened?
What happened?
When Kareem went out, what happened?
He still had James Worthy.
I that's not what I'm asking you.
listen,
What happened when he went out? He hold on,
there
James.
go that
He
tap
did
dancing.
everything, anything that possible and everything necessary for. He said, "Look, I don't care if Kareem is out. I'll play center," and he did what was necessary in order to win the game, man.
And that's a leader. Bravo, bravo, bravo. I'm not denying that. He is in my top five, so I'm not even arguing about Magic. But I get you though. I respect you. I respect your
Hey,
passion.
tell me
Right.
this then. Wait,
Go
what?
ahead,
Why?
James. My
Why
bad.
John Morant was down 19 without Dylan Brooks, and he came back and won that bitch 30 and 10?
Oh,
Talk
listen.
to me
Now
about that.
listen. I heard y'all talking about that game. First of all, if y'all actually like y'all paid attention, it's all Steve Kerr situation because he put back Steph Curry with 4 minutes left when the game is already tied. So he didn't even allow him to come in, get the warm up shots that he usually get when you in the fourth quarter. You sort of come back and leave
Oh
about the
my
7 mark.
God.
So
Your
you
Come
saying
on,
they
excuse.
set
bro.
him out too long? So you saying he left him out too
Yeah,
long?
bro. 'Cause at the end of the third quarter, when he got done cooking, the man took him out for the damn like the last 2 minutes of third quarter, and then he took him all the
Man,
way down to the 4 minutes, the
they
four
were
minute mark
down
when they already got tied up.
19.
He didn't even allow that shit to get down to by five, bro.
They
Well,
were
let's
down
say, man,
19.
I got
Sort of
no
like who you
excuses.
like, James Harden being down by like 20 plus points, lose the lead, and then end up losing.
Nah, that's different with James Harden because most of like if you look at his 20, if you look at
Yeah,
his
but you
29
cap for him
points,
and cake for him.
if you look at his 29 points, 17 of them points came from free throws. So that's
Wait, what was
different.
crying the other day, James, talking about, oh man, he needs to get adjusted. Give him some
Right?
time.
He didn't play no basketball this
Da-da-da-da-da.
past
Man,
How
he
season.
hasn't
long
been
time you
crying.
hold up? You don't need no motherfucking time to adjust when you know that shit wasn't no foul anyway. When you
James,
concentrate on making the basket and stop looking for the foul, if they're gonna give it to you, they're gonna give it to you. That's what's wrong with this era right now. They look to manipulate the referees to call a foul so they can get those cheap points. And look at everybody that was scoring 30. That shit is hurting them. Think that's plain sight. That's what I'm saying. Nigga, half of you niggas blind if you can't see that shit. If James Harden don't go to the line 16 times, he scored 29 points. He scored 13 points again.
Yeah, yeah, he was
He looked
happy that
bad
game.
again. Come on, man. That nigga was happy like a fag with a bag of dicks. Man, don't do that.
now,
At the
now,
end of
now,
the day,
James,
bro, we all see what the play is. They're gonna give it to them sometime, but majority of the times that they say they change the rules, and you can have it after that. They're not gonna give it to him like they gave it to him the years prior, but they're gonna give it to him here and there. Some games he gonna get those calls, but the next five, nigga, we back to hardball. Nigga, we gotta stick to the game plan. You starting
but
to cry too much.
is he? But James, when niggas was calling him the best scorer or one of the top best scorers of all time, niggas wasn't going against that. I ain't say shit because my mom always told me if you got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I ain't believe that.
I agree with that.
I looked at his
I agree with
numbers and I
that.
knew that shit.
I
So I
never
never
called
But
came
him
out
that,
here and
and I
capped
didn't.
for him.
I didn't want him in the same sentence as Kobe. I remember when they, oh, he's one of the best ISO scorers. Man, are you serious?
they
He's
say the
not even
nigga
as
would
skilled
score a
as
better
Kobe.
score than Jordan, and that would fuck me up. When you say the best scorer, come on, man, you had some niggas that knew how to score,
Yeah,
and they
you
only
got to
had
be
one
able to
move too.
score in both
Dude,
situations. You got to
Charles
be able to
Barkley,
score in the
Facts.
clutch
legends was
and in
saying
pressure
this, bro.
situations.
Legends was saying this. Charles Barkley. You had dudes like you know what I'm saying, dudes who played in NBA. All them niggas was saying that.
Man, Charles Barkley
But
been
but they
jealous of
paid
Jordan
for.
since the beginning.
Yeah, they paid for the way what you know they paid for. All them niggas on TV paid for. You just heard Shaq talking about he through with the entertainment world and all this, and he about to retire. That nigga ain't about to do shit. He's still on TNT, NBA inside, whatever that shit is they be doing after the games and for the games. That nigga ain't about to leave that money alone, boy. Them niggas talk that talk, but let's see who gonna walk that walk.
But like I said though, man, the man ain't playing no basketball this past summer. You gotta let him. He
Who?
coming off a hamstring, bro.
I
Grade
don't want to hear
two.
that. Hey, James, he
Nobody
was
ain't
out
play
there,
no
and
Grade
it didn't
basketball
two.
this
stop him from
summer.
going out there with Lil Baby.
Here
That's what
we
I'm
go.
saying. Nobody ain't played no basketball this summer. Who was out there playing after the
KD
season
and them
was
boy,
over?
USA. Zach Levine, USA.
Hold up. All right, I give you that USA team, but if you could go out there with a baby, bitch, you could go out there with the USA team. I don't want to hear that shit.
He tried to,
Like,
but they said the hamstring was too bad that he couldn't do nothing. He wasn't running with little
Right,
baby.
but
no,
it didn't
first
stop. It
of
didn't
all,
stop. It didn't stop him from messing
listen,
around
help
with
more important.
females
I
like
give you that.
Lil Baby.
Help more important, and I won't be ready for the start of the season because they got enough time to go over there and whoop them niggas, even though they struggled in the beginning. till we started cooking their ass to get them back on right track. But they ain't need James Harden to do that anyway.
They back at
For
500
real.
too, James.
Who? The
Brooklyn,
Three
Nets?
three, 3-3.
Brooklyn. They 3-3 now. They got that win last night.
Say, but what y'all think about Carmelo saving their ass twice now? And they talking about he washed up. I seen your video on that too.
Uh-uh.
Polo,
Uh-uh.
salute to that.
I can't. Hey, James, I cannot let that go. And I'm gonna cut in before Wait What sits up there and be like, say some other stuff. Listen,
Go ahead.
listen. A lot of people don't understand this. That was one of the best off-season moves that they could have made, and let me tell you why. Because a lot of people don't realize this. Off the bench, Carmelo is a 50-40-90, actually 50-50-90 because he's shooting 50% from the 3-point line. That was one of the best moves to ever make. And people talk about, oh yeah, move him to the starting lineup or anything like that. Man, shoot, yeah. If you're gonna do that, get Bazemore ass out of there, and DeAndre Jordan, he got to go too. But I'm keeping him as my scoring punch.
Bro,
And then a
bro,
lot of people don't realize this either. Before I let Wait What go, guess what Avery Bradley plus minus was yesterday?
15.
He was a plus 30. Look how valuable he is on defense. He had the highest plus minus average on that squad yesterday, and he comes off the bench. Bazemore was I think it was like a +9, but at one point Bazemore was a -17. Go ahead, Wait What?
Nah, but like I said, for me, like I agree with having Bradley starting in the starting lineup, replacing with Bazemore, and then you still run that what you got. I still keep DeAndre in the lineup because, like I said, you can play him up to 3 or 4 minutes, and you can get his ass right out. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you trying to have him come off the bench, be pointless. You're already paying 2.4 mil for him. Now, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, get best value as you can. He give you a couple boards in the first, you know what I'm saying? You can be able to handle that. But like I said, bro, I say get the Lakers 30 games. I ain't gonna like for me personally, I'm not gonna come at them crazy like how everybody in the world is until I get them to see them boys with 30 games. However,
James.
that
James,
OKC
I
game,
I I put up 100, and Wait What knows this. I put up 100 with anybody that says about 40 games, they'll be on track. It's starting off a little shaky right now, but y'all, once it starts coming together, people gonna be like, "Oh snap! What do we do?" They're gonna wake a sleeping giant, sort of like they woke the sleeping giant with Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I already said they had the depth to do it. Their rotation just fucked up right now. I feel like they gonna find their stride as them being veterans like they supposed to. But if they don't, I ain't gonna feel sorry for them. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know I'm ready to cook something me anyway. So I already picked them to come out the West just because of the way that roster constructed. But the way they plan them, the way they rotation set up, that was both of y'all made good points. How keep Melo doing that to give you that scoring punch because he that veteran. He used to be the leader of the pack, so let him lead the second team. But when LeBron come back, let Russ run the second team and lead that scoring punch with him and AD because they gonna need that by they being old dog. They be running out of gas, dog. If you don't see them dudes be running out of gas by the fourth quarter, Cleveland almost stole that game. That shit ain't gonna work when you play the Denvers of the world, the Utahs that's younger, that's number one seed the last 2 years and they undefeated now at this point. The Phoenix Suns running your ass out the gym because they younger. Bro, that shit gonna make a difference. You don't want to put no one tell. You gotta play 82 games plus 16 in the playoffs to get it done. To win 4 each round. But if you gotta go 7, that's 4 rounds, man. That's 28 more games you putting on your plate with the 82. You already up in the age, man. You want to cut some of that shit down where you could be resting and letting those Malik Monks of the world get that burn in that full quarter. So when that playoff come like a Greg Popovich style, you got the depth, bro. I don't like Frank Vogel. He fucking this shit all the way up, dog.
Okay, well, hey, hold on, wait, hey, hold on, James. Let me say this though. Let me say this. I I don't have a problem with Vogel, but this is what I have a problem with what he did. Now, what he did, you notice, James, and you notice what he did is he overhauled the whole entire offense, which I don't think he should have did. He overhauled the offense. They're learning the whole entire entirely new offense. I felt like okay, you should have just went ahead and just been defensive minded and stuck with the same offense that you had, especially with guys that were familiar with it. But
I
we're
agree with
hearing that,
that.
so now they got to learn that. Plus, they got to reestablish chemistry with one another because some of them guys have played with each other and some haven't. Some of them guys played with each other back in the days, and some of them guys haven't. And some of these guys have never been in this type of situation before. The reason why I don't think it's entirely Frank Vogel's fault, though, James, is because it still all comes down to defense too. They have absolutely no communication on defense. The only one that's really doing a good job on defense that I could say consistently has been Monk and Bradley.
Hey, I'm gonna say this: the piggyback on what you just said. What you just said
Hmm.
was nice, and I agree with that too. But what I'm gonna say the counter to that, your rotation still fucked up. If you the
Right.
coach, you gotta know what pieces to put in there to close these games out, where you don't be blowing no 26-point lead because you had that firepower. That still go back to coaching. That's all I'm saying. If you can't get your rotation together, that's something wrong with that. You almost know how to play. Like you say, Bradley was a plus 30, but how many minutes Bradley do get? They barely get Bradley burned. When you know this dude's supposed to be implemented in key situations of the game, like to close the half, to finish the fourth off, to get the lead. When you see somebody cooking, take Bazemore's stupid ass out somebody uncle like Ticket said and put this man in there for a defensive purpose. His rotations always off for some reason. That's why they're struggling to beat the Cavaliers. They blowing 26-point leads. Man, I could coach this team. I swear, man,
But
listen, anybody who know basketball can coach this team.
James, I feel like your statement will need to come after 30 games for the simple
No,
fact
no.
that for the simple fact that
Preseason count. They must play in preseason. Them
so
niggas taking off like they in Cancun, like they still vacation. Nigga, you don't you know the season started?
my
Preseason is
thing
the
is
season.
this. One, you can't really run the same playbook when you don't have the same amount of players back. You only got 2 or 3 players who came back. THT, you had AD and LeBron. Everybody else is brand spanking new. Rondo was
Yeah,
on
you
a
got
different
Howard
team
and
last year
but
and everything. He had ran through 2 teams. Some of the dudes, Dwight Howard was on another team. So it's just a whole brand new playbook. And if they had Jason Kidd now, that would have been different. But however, you've been weakened on your defensive end. That's why I
But
feel
they
like,
still, but no, 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 no. I mean, they got fish. I mean, they got guys on the bench that have knowledge of the game. Like Frank Vogel got a ring, and Frank Vogel, I don't see him as one of the best coaches of all time and nothing like that. But I don't sleep on Vogel. I know what's his name, James might have a different feeling about this, but I'm not saying that Frank Vogel, his rotations ain't, messed up or nothing like that. Yeah, he's got to get them together, but it don't help when these guys aren't rotating on defense. They already up in age. We talking about 19 years in the league, y'all.
but
Not no 10
that's
years.
what I'm
Man, these
saying.
guys are
So why
playing
take you
rookie.
so long to put Avery Bradley in there when you know he your defensive player? Rondo know how to play solid defense. Some of these players was in the system already. So when you add those pieces back, go with your guns that know familiar with your system. Look how Avery Bradley was making defensive stops and hitting clutch 3-pointers because he used to
That's
that
facts.
system. He played in that system. So what's taking you so long to put these people in? That's all I'm saying. It don't take no rocket science to see that shit. That's why you
I'm
signed
just
these
trying to
players
figure
back.
out why is he, James. I had to wonder this, and wait, what too? Why is he starting DeAndre Jordan?
bro,
That's
it's
just
it's
Thank
it's
you.
politics, bro. It's politics. You went out
You
here
can
to
start
grab this nigga.
Howard.
You went out there to go grab that nigga for 2.4 mil. Howard not even getting paid, not even half of that. So
but they don't-
like,
but he's not. He doesn't bring the same type of value that Howard brings.
bro, he bring rebounding, and they wanted to go
And like
get.
we said,
Not
no, he
not
not no
over
better
Howard. No,
rebounder than Howard. No, I ain't giving
No,
you
I'm
that.
not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Like, look, listen. Why would you want to burn out Howard right now at the start of the season when you got a DeAndre Jordan right now? Use him for most of the
well, not
majority
burn
of
him
the
out. He
regular
want to
season, and
get
then when
him
it comes to
acclimated
playoffs,
because he moves better in the pick and roll.
yeah, but like I said, like it's a marathon, bro. It's not a sprint. Like I understand everybody want this shit to be a sprint, but this is a marathon. 82 games.
No. But
Come
you
on,
have to
bro.
develop. How you think you're going to get continuity and chemistry
That that's why
growing?
you need to do things with the DeAndre Jordan for the first couple weeks. See how that shit goes. And then if it need be,
Man,
by the time Christmas come around, you already gonna have setup. Mind you, I tell you, you can have DeAndre Jordan in for
DeAndre
three
Jordan,
minutes.
he hadn't even been used to playing this many minutes. Wait, what? He wasn't even playing this much in Brooklyn.
Yeah, cause we had to take him out when James Harden came in. He was
he
there
he
starting like
he
14
was
games for
barely
us.
he barely got off the bench in Brooklyn.
He
Am I
started
right,
14
James?
games for us. So
He barely got
Yeah,
off the
you're right.
bench.
You're right.
the first like you gotta remember
And
the
then you
first
just gonna
14,
throw him in
15
the
games
starting
he was
lineup.
starting.
Come on, man.
Right when we went 7-7, that's when we kind of like had to switch it up.
Meanwhile,
And then you gotta remember
meanwhile,
we had Claxton
you
coming
got
in.
Howard. Howard was used to playing in Philly.
Listen,
He was starting in Philly a couple of times, especially when Embiid had got hurt.
yeah, but like I said, Howard,
And he
like we
used to
see
that
already,
system.
Howard is somebody you can use in the playoff majority all the time. I'm saying DeAndre Jordan is just your marathon dude. I'm not saying use DeAndre Jordan in your sprint lineup. Like you trying to like that way you don't never see him in the games. Come on, bro. You can have him there to start it. Like, come on, bro. So what was the whole point of going? I'm just trying to justify the 2.4 mil that y'all gave up to sign this nigga. I'm just justifying that because you made that move for some reason.
Look. It's like this. Wait, what? And James. Okay, when Kendrick Nunn comes back, I don't care. And I've said this before, and I love Russell Westbrook. You know, I'm a Russell Westbrook fan. But any three of those guys, I would put Kendrick Nunn in a heartbeat in that lineup.
Not before Russ, right?
I would put him in there for before Russ.
Bro, you
Uh,
saying
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I love Russell Westbrook to death, but Kendrick Nunn is a very slept on shooter, which he's shooting 38%. He can knock that shot down, and he's a very reliable playmaker as well. He's a natural point guard.
Yeah,
listen,
I
the
agree
re
with that. That's what I was telling y'all. Put Russ and DeAndre Jordan on that second team. Russ to run wild, get his triple doubles, and alley you to Jordan all day. You still getting production off whether he start or not, but you need that experience and the cohesiveness, like Polo said, because that's the team who familiar with these players because they played with them before. Avery Bradley, the White Howard will need to be starting in the lineup. Now, whether you keep Melo on the bench for that scoring punch or put him in the starting lineup, Russell Westbrook could make up for that because I think Russell Westbrook going with DeAndre on that second team with Bazemore and the rest of those dudes, Malik Monk, bruh, they can still produce that way. But is they gonna buy into the system and say it's about a rank, it's not about no numbers? Is they gonna buy into this coaching system and say, look here, man, we gotta put a lot of this shit together in a short period of time. We know we're at the end of our stage, so it's about a rank, it's about being selfish. Right now, it's like the meters going up and down, up and down. One minute they show they could play when LeBron in there, he's sharing the ball, he feeding the hot hand. But when Russ get back in that bitch slipping, the transmission slipping. You can't get no traction. So like I said, when you lose a 26-point lead to the fucking Thunder, dog, that's an eye opener. Great teams are looking at him. This team could be beat. You see the dysfunction on the sideline with the White Howard and AD. This team is weak. They got wounds, and they still licking them. And if you gonna say preseason ain't shit, and you gonna try to get this shit together at the start of the regular season, there's games you wasting that you could have had under your belt already, where you wouldn't even be going through this shit. Your rotation should have been right. That goes to show you Frank Vogel have no control of this team like people give him credit for. Now he is a good defensive coordinator. I give you all that for his defensive minded coach. But when it comes down to putting rotations in, getting these people to buy into the system that y'all got in place to win the chip again and show people that bubble ring wasn't just no fluke. They got problems, dog. They have big problems.
Well, think about it. Think about it like this, James. When Eric Spoelstra had got in there, okay, and they got a hold of LeBron, they got a hold of Bosh, and they got a hold of Wade. Okay, who was the whipping boy the whole entire time? It was Chris Bosh at first.
Yeah, Chris Bosh.
Everybody was talking about. They was talking about Chris Bosh. he was trash and all this other stuff. I'm like, I hated the way they disrespected him because I seen Bosh play in high school out here and stuff. And I was like, no, he got to get accustomed to not only playing with LeBron, but he also got to get accustomed with playing with another superstar with Wade. Well, it's the same thing that's kind of going on right now. These guys got to get accustomed to being together all the time. Now, Russ has played with Melo before. He played with him in OKC, so they're already kind of familiar with each other. But I do feel where Ticket is coming from about the chemistry between Melo and LeBron. It's always been great, and I hate the fact that they're getting together so late in their career. I wish they would have got uh, together earlier. But at the same token, James and wait, what more so James. I think I like to see them two go at each other more so than be on the same team. But we are where
That's
we
what I
are right
wanted.
now. Yeah, and that's what's going on. But Russ is going to get a lot of the criticism and a lot of the blame, much like Bosh did.
But hey, I agree with that. But listen, Bosch was had to get implemented as far as where he fit as far as scoring and how he was gonna get his numbers up to help the team win. Russ in a position to do that. Bosch ain't had that kind of situation where Russ is ball dominant. Bosch ain't the one taking the ball up. So when Russ in the game, he always got the ball in his hand.
Yeah, I agree.
Bosch had to wait for somebody to pass it to him. So Russ, just knowing supposed to know this at the end of the day, what brings me back to this question? Why we was talking about it? Why we talking about it? Because
Uh
remember to
huh.
try to get Melo to come off the bench, but it took Melo a while to buy into. Man, I'm gonna come off.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
all right.
yeah,
This
yeah,
is what I'm
yeah,
gonna do.
yeah,
That's the same
yeah.
thing Russ going through. His ego is so big because he worrying about the triple doubles, the numbers. You feel what I'm saying? But once you get to the big prize, look, I done did all that. I done got triple doubles. Shit can't get me out the first round. But when you hear Russ talk, this nigga selfish. Man, I ain't gonna stop the way I'm playing. Oh, now you got an old school mentality because a nigga stole the ball and dunked on your ass. That's the type of shit bothers me. It's like you contradicting yourself. You almost know where you at your motherfucking self in this world. One minute you old school, then the next minute you lost in the sauce. I'ma just play my game. I ain't never changing. Just listen to where he talk in these interviews. Like the shit don't make no sense, but you put that on your own plate. The only thing you gotta do is buy into the system. We know what you can do.
I think he gonna end up he gonna do good because see
Man, they gotta
last
trade
night
that nigga, man. That nigga gone
this
by the
this
All
is
Star
this
break.
this is my thing, James. Russ has got to play like he did when I think you probably done heard me say this before, and I told a couple of the fellas. I said he's got to play like Olympic Russ. He got to be like just that guy that's just focused on defense, focus on facilitating, and focus on getting them easy buckets and stuff like that. Instead of just like you said, being focused on the stats and the numbers and stuff like that. Which I really truly feel like when he's being with LeBron, they're trying to bring that up out of him. And you see LeBron shut down everything when they were coming up with that ruling saying that they wanted Russ on the bench and all that other stuff. Because
Yeah,
who you think feeds off of Russell Westbrook? It's LeBron. Because see the thing about it is they were working out in the summer. Russ has always been a workhorse, always been in the gym, always been trying to better his game. It may not, come like everybody wanted to, but he's motivating the shit out of LeBron. Now you see LeBron, what he was pulled up from the timeline fucking yesterday. he LeBron was he down there. I'm like, God dang, but LeBron is actually playing a decent having a decent season. But I'm gonna say this though, James. I'm not gonna sit here and count them out like everybody else is, man. I'm just not.
I'm not gonna count them out neither. But only thing I'm saying is, even though it's looking shaky, I expect them to turn around being the veteran team that they are. But if you're gonna sit here and tell me that this season's supposed to be going like this, you struggling against Cleveland, you losing to the Thunder. By the time you do get it around, how you think Utah and all these other great teams gonna be looking? They're gonna be got their legs and their chemistry just as well. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, yeah,
So,
you brought up a good point about the legs.
man, them legs gonna be gone, man. You wasting all these regular season games to get chemistry, and then when the playoffs come, man, I'm telling you, dog. No, it'd be
Hmm.
hard for me to get out of the bed sometime, bro.
Right.
Especially if I get off at 2 o'clock in the morning. I ain't
But
going
you
to
ain't
sleep
that
about
you
six
you're not
thirty.
old though, James.
But that's not what I'm saying. By me not running and exercising,
Oh
your
yeah,
shit'll
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah,
tight.
yeah.
So what I'm saying is them niggas running and exercising. You gotta give your body time to rest when you up in the age like that. You can't just be doing that shit like you young. That's why you gonna see a lot of load management. LeBron already missed 2 back-to-back games already talking about his ankle bottom from last year. And I know it's the same ankle. So what I'm telling you, if you go tell me you're gonna take 20 to 30 games in a regular season when you could have used the 6 or the 8 games that you just played in preseason and knock some of those games down, you only gonna play the first 2 quarters anyway. That's all you need to see what everybody like. Play all those games, the first 2 quarters, maybe the third when you get closer to the regular season start to get a little more tight, a little more burn on your legs or whatever, get more chemistry. But that's just like football. When you play preseason, the starters gonna
Hmm.
play the first quarter, first game. Then everybody else, then the second game come, they might play a quarter and a half, 2 quarters. Then they put the
So
third stringers and all that in. And then when you go to the third game, they might go 3 quarters. Then the full game, they either gonna rest or they gonna keep that chemistry going if they about to go undefeated so they can carry that momentum into the regular season. The fact of the matter that them motherfuckers went 0-6 and couldn't win a game, man, that's trouble, bro. It's trouble in Long
let
Beach, wherever the fuck they're, Inglewood. I don't give a damn. It's trouble.
let me ask you this. I'm gonna put your feet to the fire, James. So realistically,
It's
man,
good.
yeah, let me ask you, realistically, man, where do you see the Lakers ending up overall?
They got to me. I ain't gonna give them the playing game. It's too much veterans. They do. I'ma kill them even much harder. But they gonna be around that fourth or that fifth seed, dog. Watch what I tell you. They're not gonna be in the top four, top three, top two, top one. They're gonna be right around that four, that fifth seed.
Hmm.
Cause they, dog, they're not for them to give away those preseason games like that, bro. That matters to me. Me loving the game the way I know and how hard it is just to win a game, just let alone get to a championship or the playoffs. You giving games away. So that's why you blowing 26 points lead against the Thunder. You practice how they say you practice what you preach. The way you practice is the same way you gonna play in these games. Now tell me when they practice in the preseason. Isaiah got kicked off the team for saying them niggas don't practice with LeBron because that nigga don't like to practice. He think he just go out there and save his legs for the game, don't want practice. Show him in the corner hitting 2, 3 3 pointers like that. That's practice or something. Man, you ain't doing nothing.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I'm
you got a good point. And listen, James, I was gonna bring this up too. I posed a poll question asking who was the more competitive conference. And see, the reason why I posed that question, though, James, is because if you look at the Western Conference right now, okay, the Lakers right now, for instance, it was Portland at one point. The Lakers right now are sitting right at 500, but guess what? They in that ninth seed. You got one, two, three, four, five, six teams that are right at 3-2, and those are some of the teams that people used to count out, like like the Kings and the Timberwolves right now are 3-1. So then you got
they
the
look
Eastern
scary.
Conference. Guess who's leading the Eastern Conference? It's the Wizards. They at 5-1. Then you got the Bulls that done came up, and then you got the Hornets. So that's why I posed that question. And the Nets, they not even in contention right now. I know it's early in the season. Neither are the Celtics, and neither are the Pacers. That's why I was asking who you think is the more competitive conference this year.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, that's a good fucking question. But to me, I ain't gonna lie. When you look at what Washington did, how young they is, you look at what Charlotte doing, teams that's not expected to be in those positions right now. Not saying they're gonna withstand it, but what if they do? We saw Charlotte in the playing game last year, so they should make the playoff with ease since they got another year under their belt to play and how hot they started. The Bulls made good key acquisitions. So if you want to say that shit could be even to me, if you look at it from just a number one seed to the both of the playing teams, that shit even across the board.
Hmm.
Anybody can come out and win it because of the two powerhouses that
Right.
everybody picking, they old. They ain't got no legs. They
Right.
really running on fuel and experience. But how long
Right.
will that shit last when you giving up games to get chemistry, dog? That's all I'm saying. You act like you got chemistry and you came out steamrolling like you did last year with the Lakers before the break hit. The Lakers,
Right.
whatever year that was, the Lakers was damn near top one or two seeds in the West. They come out gunning. It's
Hmm.
not the same. 2 years later, look at them. They struggle out the gate. They got swept. They got blown out by Phoenix. The Phoenix ran their ass off the court. Now you come back this year, you still
Yeah.
ain't playing no preseason games. You done reconstructed your roster like y'all saying. Now you got to build chemistry over. You got to find out where these players like the ball, what they like, and where they don't
Mm.
like it at. Who can play
Right.
defense all over again? Man, that take time, dog. Your championship window is small when you're a veteran team like that. That's why
That's
your
facts.
rotation have to hit. Go with the rotation that they got you there. Rondo, Dwight Howard, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, whoever else you want to put in, Avery Bradley. That team was on that bubble team. That team have cohesiveness and chemistry. So therefore, I can Avery Bradley get my defensive stopper. LeBron and AD can carry us. Now, when we put Russ, Melo, you know if Russ get in the game with Melo, he might freeze Melo out and go for his triple double like he did against the Thunder. So LeBron might have to get Carmelo going like he been doing these last couple of games
Hmm.
because Russ ain't gonna do it. So that's where the problem gonna lies at again. Where the chemistry gonna come at? Who gonna sacrifice to do what to get to the championship? Because everybody right now playing for their numbers. That's all I see.
Yeah. Well, you know what James, they're doing better. Surprisingly, they're doing better than Phoenix. I thought Phoenix was going to be the ones to, outlast them, especially how they came out and they made them look old and everything. But they top Phoenix now. Phoenix is 1-3. What's going on?
But see, this is my only problem with Phoenix. Salute the hitman next in this team. Say, bruh, Phoenix smelling
Yeah,
itself.
we got to do a shout out to Hitman.
Listen, Phoenix smelling themselves because they got to the finals. Ain't nobody about to lay down for y'all because now they see y'all for real. They see y'all coming. They
Hmm.
doing the same thing the Lakers doing. They think they can just lace it up and go out there and play with their food. Niggas is taking food in 2020, dog. You put your food on that table and come back talking about you going to the bathroom and get some out there cool to drink. A piece of chicken gonna be gone like a motherfucker. You hear me? They gonna live man your ass to death like your boy did on live man ate all grandpa food.
That's facts. I just,
And I don't like that.
it's
I don't like what I see in Phoenix though, Polo. Phoenix just they slipping right now. That's all I can say. They slipping.
right. You think they'll catch back up though?
They got a chance to catch back up because they got the talent to. I don't know why. I don't know what's having the off games. I think it's got something to do with the foul calling because Devin Booker was one of those players. Know how to jump into you and get those foul calls. Now Devin Booker came and
Booker
scored 30 in
Booker
the
been
game.
crying. Booker
Yeah,
been
he came and
crying
scored
lately.
30 now. I ain't seen that nigga score 30 since the playoffs.
Right.
And then played what
But
about 4 5 games plus preseason games? Come on, man. You
and
can't have
James, I
130
love it.
per game.
I love this. I love it when when the refs keep on going and they still complaining because I'm like, man, this see they couldn't, like I keep telling people, you wouldn't have been able to play in the '90s, and definitely you wouldn't have been able to play more so in the '80s because if you got knocked down to the floor sometimes, man, they're gonna be like, man, you better get your soft ass up and keep on
And their
playing.
game is helping you up, not your own teammate, because they got to run back on defense. So you got to know to get your stupid ass up.
You know, like these guys, man, are about to get a real taste and see what I like, James, is that I don't like all the scoring like 140 and all that other stuff. No, I want to see some good competitive games. What's up with it, Marco Hinton? I see you in the building. Texas stand up, H Town all day. Um,
Salute, Marco. Big dog,
but
Marco.
yeah, I like it. I like the competitiveness. I like the ruggedness and stuff like that. We need to bring it back because
Yeah, it's too soft.
you getting going to the line 18, 19 times a game and all that other stuff. People don't want to see that. The only person you really see went to the line back in the days like that a lot were guys like, maybe a Malone or, Adrian Dantley, people like that. But even still, they knew how to score.
I'm glad you said that because it still brought me back to this point, Brandon. It's hurting me to say this, dog. But I always thought this league was full of fucking role players. Dog, look at James Harden when he got them 16 foul shots and he made them out of 19. That's the only reason why he scored them 29 points, dog. When they wasn't giving him those calls, that nigga was 16, 17, barely getting 20. That's a problem, bruh. And we was out here crowning these niggas like CLC. We gotta stop giving these dudes their flowers before their career end. Because if something was to happen and they go back to that old school mentality, that shit gonna affect a lot of these players, and we see it happening right now today. And I'm glad you brought up that point with Lamelo, because them dudes is hungry and they're not scared of these old veterans no more. They ready to take their food. That's why I call them hyenas. Them dudes is for real, dog. Them the young dudes for real. The spiders of the world, the Jamal. I hope he can shake back because Yoke is struggling without Jamal right now. Without Jamal, Denver's struggling.
My bad. I had a little bit of noise in the background, but
No, you
I
good.
try to look. I try to look at it like this from this perspective, James. See, if the ratings are going to go up, I don't care what nobody says, because people are tired of seeing, okay, you get a foul all the time, stuff like that. No, they want to keep this flow of the game going and stuff. They want to see, people want to see physicality. There's a lot of people that want to see defense. Like me, I,
Yeah.
I like to see good hardcore defense. People want to see, like John Morant. Did you see him crying and complaining about foul? Man, John Morant was getting bumped against the Blazers and all that stuff. He didn't sit up there crying. And they're looking at these little guys like, okay, he's young, but he ain't crying. But James Harden is old. He's sitting here crying about every single thing.
I like how Denver beat Dallas yesterday, but once they get Jamal Murray back, see, did Luca another one. You can have all the potential in the world, Polo, like you be saying. But
Hmm.
if you can't get that call, that's gonna take you out your game. Now you
Hmm.
frustrated. You more about complaining to the refs every fucking time you go to that hole, or you think you got fouled, than getting back on defense and think about the next play. Or you ain't gonna give me that call. Well, I'm gonna make sure I hit this shot then. I ain't gonna put it in your hands. Look at how James Harden, when he attack the basket, when he do break down the defense, how he go for the foul and not try to make the shot. Because you know you're gonna get them two easy points without that self check. That's why they call them free throws. Come on, man.
Right,
Take
right,
them
right.
16 fucking free throws away out them 19, and that nigga score 16, 13 points. And I be wanting to root for my nigga Atlanta because I know that's his dog. But come on, dog. He ain't in neither, bro.
Nah,
We got a
man.
lot of fraud.
No, 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 no. I'm not giving you no passes on that shit, though. You know what I'm saying, James? Because listen here, this is the thing. Not you, but I'm talking about anybody else that's trying to root for this guy. Let's see how skilled you really are. Not, hey, James, you played. We played in that era. We was in it. I graduated in high school in 01, right? So I was in school in 97. Man, you had to have skill in order to get by somebody or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they were still hand checking and stuff during that time. Let's see how really skilled you are right now with just a little piece of the pie where the refs they've altered the rule changes. Let's see how skilled you really are now. Because you talk about everybody talk about all this James Harden. Yeah, he's in the same sentence with Kobe and stuff like that. Kobe was one, if not probably the best skilled scorer of all time besides Jordan.
Yeah, guarding in his bag wise, having a repertoire, footwork, all that count. You go ahead, sir. So all that counts. So I'm glad you brought that up. Like Mr. Man said, if they take your number one move away, what's your go to move? Because everybody gonna play to your take your strength
Yeah,
away from you at some point. Now
yeah.
everybody ain't gonna be able to do it because of weak teams. You know you're gonna play lower competition, but when you play the elite teams, the top echelon teams, the real ones that's aiming for the same goals you aiming for, they gonna take your best away from you. They know you like to go left, so bam, I'm gonna take that away. I'm gonna play you to your left. I'm gonna make you go right. You know you can't you shoot left handed, so how you gonna lay it up with your right hand? Shit like that matter, man. When you being coached by the right person, when you doing scouts, when you really practicing and watching film. Because one thing I hate to do is lose and go to school like we didn't lose and just want to hit the practice full. No, I want
Yeah, I
let
know.
we doing film Monday. Shit, if we lose, if we win or lose, Monday is film day. We gonna hit that tape room and we gonna see my niggas in there listening. We gonna bring each
Hey
section of that
James,
in that
nah,
fucking
fuck that.
room.
We were running.
No, we was running too, but I'm
We
saying
were
we ran
we
after the
were
game.
running.
But for Monday, niggas thought they was going outside and just shoot the basketball and throw the baseball and just hit the home
Uh-uh.
runs and all that. Nah, man, you about to watch this film.
Nah.
Nigga in that bitch falling asleep. Coach hitting your ass 3 times every time they go to sleep. That's 3 licks on the ass with a fucking frat paddle. I'm looking like, man, I ain't never
Salute,
get
Matt
hit with this
Moses. I see
bitch.
you in the building.
Salute, big man. Yeah, man, that's the whole thing, man. The will to win, man. You gotta work at that shit. That shit ain't gonna fall in our lap, Polo. These niggas don't want practice, just want to go out there and play the game and think that shit supposed to
2K.
just
They
come
want
easy.
2K bullshit.
Yeah, that shit ain't gonna come like that, man.
But hey,
Look at
James,
Russell,
man,
huh?
I'm gonna get into another. It's gonna be
Oh,
another
I seen
topic,
that.
man. Yeah,
I seen
hopefully.
that. It just came. I'm gonna come back on. I got you.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to pull up for that one because I'm gonna definitely need your perspective on that, man. But until then, hey, first and foremost, I got to give a shout out to the general right now, one of the generals, Nola Boy Sports. Go subscribe to his channel, man. You know what I'm saying? With Big James, LDBC brother all day. Everybody, I thank y'all for pulling up, man. You already know how we do. We gonna keep this bitch in rotation.
Salute.
Like this video, share, subscribe. Also, hit the notification too. Until then, it's Polo Sports Talking ENT. I'll see y'all in a little bit.